Hello, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. So it's not just the two of us for the show. We have Will Compton makes Brandon cry.
I don't know if that's an accurate representation of what happened.
You like, subscribe, comment, share. Will Compton makes Brandon cry.
And Barstool Carl is here as well.
Well, and other people too.
Yeah, we've got a lot. It's Homer Week Part 2.
Enjoy the show. Brandon cries.
So I can hear.
You can hear who?
The people in the Katie. She's right over there.
Oh, we're good.
Is that okay? You don't have to put them on. I'll listen to her.
Yeah, I want to listen to Katie.
No, well, we don't want our guests to put.
But if you're doing it, you feel more professional.
He's not a guest.
Do interviews on a bus.
Huh?
You do interviews on a bus.
Yeah, you've been on it.
Yeah, it was so hot.
And it was
I've never
tough.
been on the bus.
It was so hot.
Like sexually hot?
Yeah, we were just, me and him were sweating.
He was getting a little.
Yeah.
You can see the excitement in his eyes.
Yeah.
He's disapproving of my comment.
He's got beautiful nipples.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You said I do?
Yeah.
You see my nipples?
Nah, but I bet you do.
They're all right.
Okay.
Not too big, not too small.
Yeah, just right.
Yeah.
Just like the middle bear or the baby bear. Which one had the best porridge?
I don't know.
One was too hot, one was too cold, one was just right. That was Mama's. Yeah, all Mama's stuff was good.
It might, maybe.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, you're the middle
I haven't
bear.
heard it in a while. You have 1 million kids. You should know.
I have 4 kids. How's fatherhood?
Fatherhood is good. Fatherhood is good. It gets difficult at times, but like the difficult parts is just like when they're not cooperating with what you want them to do.
The damn thing's 3 weeks old. 6 weeks old.
But I still feel like they understand. They're like trying to get you. And they're like, they don't want to go to sleep. Or
you think your 6-week-old baby is already playing mental warfare with you?
Yeah. You can't trust anybody in this world.
That's true.
6-week-olders included.
That's true. That's true. You know, when you're in a cutthroat business like the NFL, you learn to get a thick skin.
Yeah.
You learn to know you're out for yourself in this cruel world.
Right. Like to me, when she gets swaddled up and you lay her down to go to sleep,
yeah.
and then she loses her binky just to like whine, it's like, I know you understand that you're just not keeping it.
You think that swaddled baby.
So I come and pick you up.
You think that swaddled baby's just laying there thinking, I know this son of a bitch thinks he's going to sleep.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
None of this sounds for me.
Huh?
None of this sounds good to me.
Oh, it's
you don't want kids?
No.
You don't want kids?
No, well, the more you guys talk about it, no. I mean,
like everything great. You
can't listen to him. He's had it for 5 minutes. He's had a kid for 5 minutes.
I know, but I follow him on Twitter and I see some of the things that happen, even like when they're supposed to be great.
By the way, I got to introduce the show in a minute, but your dad tweets that are always just a little tweaked are really funny.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Where it's like you're putting the like the attitude out there that you're a good dad, but you're clearly putting something in there that makes you a horrible dad.
Mm-hmm.
Something relatable.
Right, something relatable. All right, so it's Unnecessary Roughness, college football podcast, Barstool Sports.
Yes.
Brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer. It is.
Well, you didn't do the drum roll, so I thought I would.
Not sure that was necessary. We have the tropical pack in front of us. We have the pool pack with the new flavors, kiwi and guava. High Noon, the best in the business.
They have a lemon out now.
They have a lemon out now too.
You haven't tried it yet?
I haven't tried the lemon.
I haven't either, but everybody says it's good.
I bet it is. I haven't had a High Noon flavor that was bad.
I think Dave said it tasted more like a Sprite than a lemonade. Sprite's good.
Sprite is good.
Well, they already have the lime, which also tastes like Sprite. So maybe they're just trying to take
lemons.
Lemon They're the same. They're cousins. They're cousins.
They're related.
Yeah.
They are related, but I feel like you probably think they taste the same.
Why would you do that? Lemon is much more tart.
Because you're one of those old dogs that just likes to create friction in conversation no matter what.
That's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
Like the Lululemon comment, he's like, "Oh, I don't have a vagina." It's like, okay, that's just
that is
like a boomer shot out of nowhere.
It's an irrefutable fact that I don't have a vagina.
Well, yeah, but what does that have to do with Lululemon?
Mm-hmm.
People with vaginas like Lululemon.
I am currently wearing Lululemon, but Will was also wearing Lululemon.
I was wearing Lululemon. I think it's a good brand.
1 for 2 ain't bad. So it's Will Compton from Bussin With The Boys.
Subscribe, rate 5 stars.
So, okay, just relax.
No, he can play.
Subscribe, rate it 5 stars, leave a nice comment.
And on ours too, while we're at it.
And ours too, sure. He hosts that with Taylor Lewan. And you guys do a great job. Former Michigan great Taylor Lewan. Yeah. You are former Nebraska legend. Where would I put you? Nebraska legend, Nebraska great, Nebraska player, Nebraska alum. What's our category here for you?
I think former black shirt.
Former black shirt.
Former black shirt.
So you would say that before former Husker. You would say black shirt.
I mean, you kind of just say Husker because
you identify as a black shirt first because
I think it's cooler.
Yeah, it is. Cool.
It's unique. You feel like you're in more of a fraternity with the black shirts.
The black shirts doesn't feel like it's as strong as it used to be.
It doesn't, and they're not. Well, I take that back. They played good defense last year.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Like the dominance.
Doesn't hold the weight.
Right. In the early 2000s and the 90s, the black shirts were like, you said black shirts.
Yeah, it's like the steel curtain.
I agree. Yeah, it was a college version of the steel curtain. Now, we're going to talk Nebraska. We're going to talk plenty of Nebraska here.
Oh, yeah.
How close are you to the program right now?
I'm close. I mean, how would you define close? Like I talk with the coaches.
Do you text Scott Frost right now?
Yeah.
Would he answer you? I'm not asking you to do it.
Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he does. Like all coaches, like they probably have like hundreds of text messages throughout a day.
Did you text their starting quarterback right now?
Yeah. We interviewed him on our Bussin' Spring tour.
Yeah, it made us look stupid.
Why'd I make you guys look stupid?
We're the college football podcast. You're out there interviewing Jim Harbaugh and shit just because y'all got ties to the programs.
Just know that anything you do that remotely has to do with college football, Brandon takes it personally.
Oh, it's competitive.
Yeah. Oh, it is competitive.
Well,
Life's competitive, Compton.
Life is competitive, but he takes it much more seriously.
So he takes it personal.
For example, last week you guys were here and you didn't do our podcast.
You did Son of a Boy Dad.
Well, no, that one was okay. That one was okay.
Okay, well, you did too many. You did some humor podcasts and not some football podcasts.
Yeah.
That kind of made you guys late for ours, and Brandon took that personally.
You heard us in the hallway. Like, the way Brandon was trying to coordinate it is DMing me on my Twitter. And it was the day of. You know what I mean? Like, Bryn, our person who, like, oversees our brand and everything like that, she was setting stuff up for us, like, beforehand. Like, okay, you'll do promo take it this time. You'll do this at this time. Roan texts us, like, hey, you guys want to do Son of a Boy Dad? I'm like,
I don't have your number.
Well, Katie also is shaking her head no.
You're in the same office with him.
Oh.
I don't have his number.
Yes,
you have legs.
I don't have his number.
You can get it.
I also.
And you're just trying to DM me on Twitter.
I don't have your number.
Why didn't you just ask me? I have his number.
I don't have his number.
Everybody in the office has his number.
And all we had to do was coordinate it. And I just didn't see I didn't see.
You know what?
I didn't see that DM until I got in the Uber to go to the airport. And I was like, damn, that's why Brandon was kind of low key cold shouldering me.
I didn't cold shoulder you, first of all.
You came out there and you kind of nudged me, and then you weren't really looking at me.
That's just how I am. That's not cold. That's just me. I'm just an asshole. I'm sorry.
When did he not dap you up? Was that before or after that?
I am the opposite of a glue guy.
No, he's not.
I rip glue apart.
He'll do it on this podcast for no fucking reason.
Yeah. I don't like that.
When did the thing on the yak
I'll have
happen?
you possibly quitting Barstool by the end of this podcast.
No, I doubt that.
Don't touch me.
When did the thing at the yak happen? Because you were upset about that this morning too.
What thing? You got to be more specific.
With
I
Will.
did dap him up. When I took down KB, I was excited and I dapped everybody up.
Oh, that's right. I put my hand out. He didn't.
Yeah, he put his hand out and I turned the opposite way and went to my chair and didn't see Brandon at all. And he had his hand out and he ended up looking over at the.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I had to hear about when I walked into work this morning.
It's not true.
Yes, it is.
I had like 5 other things to tell you about when you got to work this morning.
Fair enough.
All right, so
we'll talk about Nebraska.
Last week, and Compton, I hope are you good on time? What's your time looking like? You got to get out of here.
We already. When does this air?
What do you mean? We're not. What?
Oh yeah, no spoilers.
Tonight.
No spoilers.
Tonight.
Yeah, so I can't say it.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Yeah, no spoilers.
So I got time.
You got time.
You got time.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yes.
but you got time.
Wow,
Nobody
you just got there.
Well, nobody knows what time we're recording this anyway.
Well,
but I can't
no
say
spoilers.
it.
Well, we have just botched this completely.
No, we haven't.
Anyway,
just know I got time. I want to be on unnecessary roughness. I don't feel like I owe you, but I'm like I'm trying to like put some credit in because I know I'm in debt with you right now.
You owe me. So what we're gonna do? Last week we had this thing where we had these little boys here, the interns and all of them.
Yeah.
And they're big homers. We got an Alabama homer here. Homer college football fans. Would you agree, living through college football and living through pro football, the college football homers are just a different breed than NFL?
Absolutely.
What is it?
I don't know. I think there's just more pride and
Take it more personal.
Yeah, like in your school. Like to me, I think about like the NFL and how I love the Titans and I'm rooting for the Titans, but I would root for the Raiders. I would root for the Commanders. And I can kind of like there's not as much personal investment as there is like when I root for Nebraska.
What were your years at Nebraska, just for everybody's sake?
2008 to 2012.
So you were right. You were right there with Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, I was right there with Sue. Levante David.
Isn't Ndamukong Suh the best college defensive player of this century? Because I think he's in the mix.
That is very arguable. I think you could argue him being the most dominant defensive lineman of all time.
It would be
in the conversation.
I mean,
he almost won the Heisman.
He almost won the Heisman, and
I think people don't understand how hard that is.
Well, here's if I'm saying the most dominant defensive players of this century, and Ndamukong Suh is probably the first name I mentioned. And I know I'm going to miss some. Honey Badger is somebody that was really, really special in
Blocked
college.
me on Twitter.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I don't know what I said.
Damn.
Sad.
See, like guys like Myles Garrett, who ended up being great in the NFL, he never really dominated at the college. He was very good,
Well,
but he didn't have
A&M wasn't on
he didn't have the Ndamukong Suh level domination, and neither did Jadeveon Clowney.
I want to say Sapp was in the top 5 in Heisman rankings when he was coming.
He was, but that was in the early 90s.
He's talking about since 2000. You have to.
Oh, in the
Very,
century.
yes.
I tell you what, this Will Anderson.
So I said defensive lineman of all time.
This Will Anderson at Alabama has a chance to join that all-time conversation and be one of the all-time defensive players in this century because he might win he's going to be in the race for the Heisman this year.
You think so?
I mean, he finished 5th last year. He had 31 tackles for loss, and he's going to be back. I think he's the best player in the country.
Who was the last defensive player in New York? Manti Te'o?
Te'o was Jabril Peppers was, which was a joke.
That was after Manti Te'o?
Yeah, Jabril Peppers was either 15 or 16.
That's right.
That was a joke?
Yeah, it was.
Well, that was his all-purpose.
He was a fine player, but like he had like 50 tackles that year. He had 1 interception.
He's a returner, offensive.
Yeah, but he had
But he did it all.
It was just he didn't belong in New York.
But the thing with defensive players, like you said that about what's the kid's name at Alabama?
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson, right? Like you gotta have a little luck.
You got to be above and beyond.
It's not that Suh, is like probably the most dominant defensive lineman of all time, but you also have to have those opportunities to make those plays. Like Suh had interceptions that he returned for a touchdown.
You got to have highlights.
Nobody could block him during the Texas game. Colt McCoy playing with him, like Colt said, he would go on the sideline and the coach would be yelling out like who wants to block him, and nobody wanted to like raise their hand to block him because nobody wanted to block Suh because he had like 5 sacks that game. Like you got to be able to like have the opportunity to make all those plays.
Right.
And Will Anderson, like he might, even though he had 50-something tackles for loss. What do we need to do?
I'm just telling her to bring somebody in. I'm
just
sorry.
keep talking.
The 50-something tackles for loss, like I'm sure he'll be on everybody's radar to make those lists, but he'll have to like repeat and also make some of those big splash like moments where the lineman might be good, if not better than Suh, but as far as like putting that stat line together, I think it's hard for a defense.
Two responses here. Ndamukong Suh almost won the Heisman, but he should have won the Heisman. The Heisman winner that year was a joke. It was Mark Ingram. That was a fucking joke.
Right.
But this year, Will Anderson has a couple things going for him. He's going to put up crazy numbers if he's healthy. B, he's going to be in marquee games every week because he plays for Alabama. And C, he plays for the very best team. Like he's got that. He's going to have the wins and everything. Now, we're going to circle back and talk Nebraska.
Can I do D really quick and then we go on? I have a
double
D.
D.
Double D?
Mm-hmm.
You see, he makes jokes about me all the time like that. It's very, very inappropriate with a guest in the room.
Sorry.
What I was going to say is to Will's point, but also he needs to have those Heisman moments on the best team or he'll just get kind of swallowed up with the rest.
No, he needs to have Heisman moments, sure. But I assume he's going to.
But you're right, though. Being on those primetime like platforms and TV every week, like even if he makes sort of like a decent play, like the commentators will be hyping it up massively.
Definitely.
All right, we're bringing in homers. Come on in, Reags. So we're bringing in homers.
Reags,
This is a Kentucky homer right here. Reags is a huge Kentucky guy. I don't know where you want him to sit. Which chair is easiest for you to? Right here is fine. Okay.
They've already figured that out.
Yeah. So Reags is going to sit down. Before I get to Reags, I wanted to ask you one question.
Okay.
We found out yesterday that Alabama and Texas is going to be 11 a.m. On September 10th. The second week of they're going to be playing right in the middle of the afternoon in Texas. Did you prefer 11 o'clock games, 2 o'clock games, night games? What did you prefer?
Early games.
You liked early games.
Early games.
Why?
You could go
locked
out
in.
After?
You
Two different.
Yeah, you go out after, but there's like
two totally different reasons.
Especially when you're prepping for like big games.
Yeah.
There's like, I mean, these are all like young kids. Like you still feel the same way in the pros, but like leading up to these big games, like there's anxiety you have. There's anxieties like you're just replaying the game and your preparation in the hotel room at night, like when you're doing your final meetings and everything else. And you know how big like of a game is. And a night game, you got to sit in your hotel room all day long during the day, and your hands are sweaty, like Eminem knees weak, all that kind of stuff. Your feet are sweating, all that stuff. Like you're like ready to get the game going because you like realize the magnitude of it. And when you have a late game, you have all day to sit in your hotel room at night. The night before, like you're doing meetings and you're thinking, all right, it's going to be a slow burn, boys, a slow burn. But if you have those early kickoff games, it happens fast.
When I have to wait, I sit back with this pack of zigzags and this bag of this weed, and it gives me the shit needed to be the most meanest MC on this earth.
Bars.
Bars.
That was also an Eminem song.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. Yeah, when we went to
Ever since
Mississippi,
birth,
I know.
I've been cursed with this curse to just curse and just blur. Huh?
I know we need to get to Reags because he has other things to do. But I will
yeah,
say
I'm
we
sorry,
went to Mississippi a few years ago, and I think there was a solid hour of driving that Brandon just sang every lyric to every Eminem song ever,
impressive.
including Rap God. So it's not even like the old school shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
even like
I
the
love
new
Rap
stuff.
God. I love Rap God, especially the slurs he uses.
I mean, he's a lyrical genius.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, Reags.
Hi, Reags.
This is another Homer week, except this time we've actually got people in here for the dozen. We got big stars, star power like Mr. Compton, star power like you. We don't just have the kids here. So you are a huge Kentucky fan.
That is true.
I gave you an assignment. Bring in your hottest Kentucky take of this season. And if I know Kentucky fans and what's going on Twitter right now, I think I know where yours might go. But I want you to give me the hottest Kentucky Wildcats take.
Just for the season, because I had for one like an entire program one too.
Whatever
Really
you want to
country.
Why
give.
don't you start with this season and then we'll get to that one.
I think whatever he
Well,
wants.
we got 5 minutes. Start now.
Kentucky is going to have 3 All-Americans this year.
3 All-Americans. So you were talking
Two
about
on defense.
you're talking about quarterback Will Levis or running back Chris Rodriguez.
One of the 2 will be an All-American.
Okay, and then on defense you're talking about
J.J. Weaver.
3 All-Americans. Kentucky. The Kentucky Wildcats.
3. I think J.J. Weaver is gonna be like a first
You're
round.
not
pick,
talking
too.
about basketball. Did
Not
you
talking
think
about
this was
basketball.
this is
They're
not,
not- they're not playing St.
this is not bench mob. People are watching.
I think that's an interesting take.
Well, they would listen now that I'm on.
So you could go below 500, but as long as your take holds true, you're hanging your hat on like, hey, well, at least
We're not going
three
below
All-Americans.
500. Let's get that
there
thing
it
straight
is.
right there.
Well, yeah.
So you guys are in the easiest side of the SEC. Yeah, you
Still
probably
in the
won't.
SEC. I mean, if we played in the Big Ten West, they'd probably win
Wow.
it every year.
Wow.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Fucking
this is
doubt it.
this is the kind of shit we're here for.
Who do you guys got in your guys' side?
What,
Mizzou?
the defending national.
They're reigning national champions.
Yeah, that's it.
He's right. Yeah.
Well, that's because we're the second best program.
it's Florida. Well,
It's
no.
not hard to be the
Hold
second
on.
best program.
Well,
in that-
No, let them
that
go.
division.
Let them go. Let them go.
Well, there's Florida. We're better than them now. South Carolina, they can't beat us.
Trash.
Yeah, they are trash. Missouri
Trash.
can't beat us.
Oh yeah, you're talking about a Big 12 team that we used to beat up on the first year they came into
That
the
was
SEC.
decades ago.
First year they came into the SEC, they made noise.
That was a decade ago.
Same with Texas A&M. Two Big 12
No.
teams.
Let's not go to.
Why are you so full of piss and vinegar all
No,
of a
I'm
sudden?
okay with it. Don't talk shit about it.
I'm just saying he's talking like once he threw in the Big 10, like, oh, we beat this in the Big 10.
That's why you got to let them go.
Well, you threw right away that they.
I didn't
In the
throw right.
trash East?
No. I didn't throw anything away. They were giving you the floor for a take, and you're going with an individual take.
Three All-Americans.
Which is like, okay, what do you want? What about a take with the team?
Can I talk to you real quick?
Yeah, talk to me really quick.
I think Will Compton might be a better host for the show than us.
Can we add him as a third host?
No, I think we just have to give him the show.
Oh, we just have to give up.
It's now the Will Compton show.
I think
We just have to leave.
this might be it.
Do you guys not agree with that? You're hearing the
no, I-
All Americans. It's like, I mean,
No.
No, I agree. But what I love is that you said a take that is true, Reags. The SEC East is much shittier than the SEC West.
Oh,
Hey,
much shittier.
Time
much
out.
shittier.
I wouldn't
Underlined,
Shittier.
underlined,
Time out.
caps lock, much shittier.
Time out. Worse, yes. I don't think shitty can describe the SEC.
it also
Oh,
rotates.
in comparison to the West?
You still
AC,
have.
all right, much worse.
Okay, sorry. Excuse
No,
my
this
my
year,
language.
This year, I think so.
You
Listen,
got Georgia, and
East,
then
you have one elite program right now. It's Georgia,
right. Who's the worst team in the West right now?
Auburn.
And it's Auburn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're talking about what, Vandy, Mizzou?
Like, come on,
Vandy's the problem.
it is worse. It is
Vandy's
worse.
the problem.
much worse.
Here's the thing about the SEC East this year. It's
South
not.
Carolina?
It's not a race for number one. It's a race for number two because Kentucky thinks they can be the second best team in the East. Florida, they're wrong, but they think they can be the second best. Tennessee thinks they can be the number one. They're wrong.
Tennessee
They might be
thinks
number
they can win
two.
the title.
South Carolina.
South Carolina believes that they've got the right coach.
Rattler.
Missouri kind of believes in their coach. He's been recruiting, and then Vanderbilt's just Vanderbilt. So anyway, there's a take going on Twitter.
Will Levis, baby.
Will Levis.
QB1.
At what point did you Kentucky fans decide he was good?
When he was good last year.
But he wasn't. He was okay.
He also had no help outside of Wan'Dale Robinson.
Outside of Wan'Dale Robinson and the All-American running back you just mentioned?
Ex-Nebraska cat.
But I'm saying
Nebraska.
in terms of receiving, in terms of
Why'd
receiving,
you let him go, by the way? He was incredible.
I don't know. I think
Because
there's
they
some
misused
internal
him.
stuff going on.
You got to be sending money back to Lincoln.
Yeah, it was tough watching him get drafted. What round did he get
Misused,
drafted in?
round 2 to my Giants.
Two. Yeah, he's a stud. I don't know what happened there.
If you get rich, will you help with the NIL at Nebraska?
No.
I want to be a booster so bad.
I do too. I want to buy a recruit.
I want to be
buy
a
a
booster
recruit.
so bad.
And I want to buy like a real recruit, not like a Will Compton. I want to buy a recruit.
Damn.
Why is everybody just throwing shots at each other?
I
on this
know.
fucking
Right,
podcast?
that wasn't. I don't know why.
You see when you said he's the glue?
Yeah,
He's
he
not the
tears it
fucking-
apart.
I'm the glue-
You said he's the glue. Yeah, no.
I'm
he's-
the what separates glue?
I was a 4-star coming out. I peaked in high school.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Peak in high school? You had a good
You might have
college
paid me. You might have paid me.
Oh, I would love to pay for.
I would absolutely buy you if you were in high
Yeah.
school right now. Yeah.
For how much?
Where were you? You're from Missouri, right?
Yeah.
How much would you buy him for?
It was like Blaine Gabbert
let's
and
hold on.
myself.
How much did Nebraska pay for you back then?
Nothing. I didn't get anything. I wish I had a good story to tell. I would tell
So
it.
if I offered you 50K in a gym bag, would you come down to Starkville?
Back then, obviously not now.
I mean, Dan Mullen was there. Dak Prescott was there. At the time.
125 to Lexington.
That's true. 50
For
grand?
a 4-star at Kentucky.
I don't know, dude.
Linebacker though.
I had some solid parents. I don't feel like that they would.
100 grand.
Now you're talking,
And a Jeep Wrangler, a brand new Jeep Wrangler.
and now that's a little bit more intriguing.
Okay.
I do like that.
And you, what years
That's how
were
we
you in
learned to be
Nebraska?
boosters.
Hold
Right?
on.
Yeah. No. I'm.
What
08 to
years?
12. 08 to 12.
So you would have been able to play on A&M's team with the Heisman Trophy winner. So what if I gave you 200 grand and whatever car you wanted?
oh, you're going A&M.
That's gonna be part of the
Yeah.
cult. He has to.
Yeah. No.
He's got to wear a
I mean,
milkman
you
outfit?
gave him 50 grand. I'm giving him
I'm
200 and
in a
chance
gym
to-
bag.
And
Yeah, we're going cash in the gym bag.
That's what I'm
with a
doing.
fake deal.
I got to figure out
I'm
where we
saying
start.
that now that team that he could have potentially been on could have.
wasn't great.
The defense was the problem that year.
Wasn't great.
I mean, what?
He probably would have been going out with Johnny and developed habits that would have.
Johnny's been on his podcast.
Yeah, Johnny has been on the pod. What do you mean? Just
He hasn't even been on
every team's got some guys that like to go out and party.
So
I'm
let's-
just saying I'm a better booster than
Yeah,
the
they
two of
do.
you because I
No
think.
way. I was going to start with.
You waited for our offer before you said anything.
Well, that's what you do. You wait to see what everybody else offers.
That's whatever we
Then
say.
I counter
That's what
offer.
the NIL
Whatever we
world's
say,
gonna
Auburn
be.
or Dabo's just going to offer him 500 anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I thought we were acting as if we have unlimited money.
Or the Miami guy's going to swoop in.
All the way to $500,000 already for.
Oh, the Miami guy's going to swoop.
That's what I'm saying. It'll stop somewhere because these teams allegedly they have budgets.
Allegedly, they don't.
You wouldn't buy I'd buy a recruit. Now.
I want to.
I don't know.
I want to be a
mean,
booster
You gotta have
so
some
bad.
fuck you money.
Oh, have you seen my car?
No, you
Right.
living right?
I'm living right.
Brandon has fuck you money now.
I don't know how you can have fuck you
Do
money.
you see how many different sports graphic T-shirts he owns? And
I
wears
don't.
every day?
I don't have fuck you money, but I do have. Hey,
I'm gonna play with this
you
money.
better leave me alone money. Like it's not fuck you. I'm not that bold, but I'm like, hey, back off money.
Just agree with him. Shake your head yes.
Are you over 7 figs a year?
Over 7 figs? That'd be 8 figs a year.
No, are you over 7 figures a year?
Meaning you're at least at 7 figures.
Yeah.
I understand the fuck.
Well, you said
Well,
that's
yeah, no,
8,
he-
so I wasn't sure.
It's just not a big deal.
I'm asking. It's a yes or no question.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell you. But obviously, I'm not over 7 figures. Jesus Christ.
There's
Also,
the headline.
I'm
How
trying to
much
figure out
money? How much money Brandon makes per year?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All
buried
I'm trying
somewhere.
to figure out what your fuck you meter money is at.
He doesn't have
You know?
fuck you money. He just
Well,
likes
listen,
to say.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
going to say fuck you anyways.
So you see my car?
I was saying fuck you when I was broke. So
That's why I said just nod your head and say okay, Brandon.
last thing with you, because you got to go watch soccer, right? And I appreciate you hanging around. This Will Levis thing. There are Kentucky fans calling my show every night saying he's going to win the Heisman, saying he's top 3 in the SEC. I looked at his stats last night. He played 13 games. 7 of those he had less than 200 yards. Like, where is the excitement coming from? Will, is it just because Pro Football Focus said he looks like a pro quarterback?
I mean, it's also the first time we've had a good veteran quarterback come back since like Andre Woodson.
Andre Woodson was so great.
I thought Andre Woodson was going to be a star.
I think he was a star.
No, like
Like
first
in the
round
NFL?
pick. Yeah.
So don't you want to pump the brakes on Will Levis? Because I don't think he's top 5 in the SEC.
I think you can make a case for top 5 in the SEC.
Yeah, but you guys are making that case, and I'm not sure. Tennessee, Hendon Hooker,
Yeah.
Bryce Young,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mississippi State's Will Rogers, of course, beat the shit out of Will Levis last year.
That was
Yeah,
bad-
but we
that was
all
bad
know at this
scheduling.
point it's not a QB duel. Like this ain't baseball.
Oh shit. I'm gonna lean back for this one.
I know that. But I still, if you're comparing two quarterbacks and one beat 131,
You're right. I do love like the argument concept of it all. But I'm just saying like you can't just say, well, he beat the shit out of what's his name.
My last take with Kentucky. Last year they went 10-3, right?
Yes.
Stoops has had 2 10-3 seasons, but he's never been able to stack back-to-back elite seasons. Do you think he can do it now?
Absolutely. I think
Tell me why.
Well, first off, he's a top 10 coach in America.
Okay. No.
What? Now that of all the homework.
Hey, I think the conviction in your face.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, can we get the camera on Brandon, please?
How many
push-ups?
How many coaches could do what Stoops is doing at Kentucky? I don't know if it's more than 10.
What has he done at Kentucky?
Nick Saban.
Yes.
Dabo Swinney.
Yep.
Jimbo Fisher. Ryan Day, Luke Fickell. Lincoln Riley.
You putting Harbaugh in there?
Dave Aranda, Jim Harbaugh.
Kirby Smart.
Mel Tucker, Kirby Smart. I'm at 9.
You think Mel for sure over him?
Boy, that was
Mel's a good coach.
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm for sure over Stoops.
Last year. Oh, Kyle Winningham, I'm at 10. And I haven't really thought about it yet.
I think
you might be disrespecting Stoops a little bit by just.
If you're like, I think he's in the same tier as Mel Tucker.
Stoops is a very good coach.
If we were arguing Mel Tucker,
I think he's in the same tier.
If you were like rattling off names, Stoops might be one of the names that you can roll off your tongue too.
I think there's certainly an argument between Mel Tucker, but again, there's a couple names I haven't gotten to yet that I just think top 10's. I like top 20. I think
15?
Tucker hadn't been in the game long enough. Like we're talking about Stoops.
Yeah, but when you're
talking Stoops took nothing into now.
Well, when you're talking about
seasons combined with the COVID year,
when you're talking about mastery of the current,
that's a good point.
The current brand of college football, which is transfer portal, and Mel Tucker took a team last year that we thought they were going to win 4 or 5 games, took 20 transfers in, and then put out a team that was in the national title race the entire season. That was crazy. Now he has to back it up.
I was gonna say
what happens if he goes 7-5?
Recency bias. He's.
Yeah, but I think
you say the same about Aranda.
But I think
does he have enough there?
I think Dave Aranda, with the body of work coming off at LSU and what he did there, I think yeah. Considering he went from 2-7 at Baylor to winning the conference,
I think that's the same thing. He needs to back it up.
He needs to back it up.
And somebody to look out for is old boy that went to Oklahoma. Was it
Brent
Venables?
Venables,
yeah.
All right, Reags, thank you very much.
No problem.
So was the most Homer thing that he said the
3 All-Americans, which is
no?
Huh? You know.
Oh boy.
Some days you wake up and the birds are singing, the sun is shining, and you know it's just going to be one of those days, right?
But that wasn't.
You know it's going to be one of those days. You know the day is going to end the right way.
Okay.
But the problem, Casey, is when you get to the end of that day and your penis fails you. Your penis just gives out.
I thought that was going, but okay.
Your penis is like, hey, I'm doing 10 push-ups, not 20. But you needed 20. What do?
You ask your friends at Roman to help, I'd assume.
You sure do. They've been clinically proven to help you last longer in bed, help guys last longer in bed. And you just take it out. It's in a discreet package. You wipe it on the old pilly packer, and bam, you last longer in bed. I can't tell you how many times my wife and all 3 of my girlfriends have said, hey, you want to last a little longer? And I'm like, 3 of you don't exist.
That was my next question. Which one needs it the most?
Well, happy wife, happy life, Casey Smith.
That's a fact. I have a question for you, though. You know, you talk about the morning.
Yeah.
People can also use morning sex sometimes, so maybe they need Roman in the mornings, too.
First of all, I don't think sex shouldn't be legal till at least 8 o'clock at night.
Well, that is. So if you're listening, don't listen to him. Do not take that advice because morning sex is better than night sex, and you want it to last long. So Roman can help you in the morning, too.
In the morning's bacon.
And sex? I would make the argument that you have sex and then you eat bacon.
I wish I could. I was thinking, can I get a Roman for pork so I can make bacon last longer? Anyway, you can make your pork last longer. It is Roman. Roman swipes, again, discreet packaging. You don't have to. Nobody has to know. You swipe it on and it works. You last longer in bed. Go to GetRoman.com/Walker. That's my name. You think
you think morning sex, you think Brandon Walker.
Penises that don't work, think Brandon Walker. Go to GetRoman.com/Walker and you get $10 off your first purchase.
Not penises that don't work. Penises that want to pleasure people longer.
Yes, penises that want to work better.
Always want to work better.
Yeah, it's like we go to the gym to work out. We go to Roman swipes to make our dick work better.
In his career, Mark Stoops will coach an SEC title game at Kentucky. 2 years ago, all they needed was to beat Georgia at home to make the SEC title game. All it takes is that 1 year.
In his career, how old is he right now?
He's young.
Yeah, so are we talking like 30 years?
He just said in his career. I don't think that's too far out of the question.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm
saying. Again, you got one team. You got one team. You got to be better.
You're out. They told me to move over.
Yeah, we kicked you off.
Just did it so the camera could just work on one end.
He's leaving anyways.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Did you get the question right? Yeah. No spoilers?
Yeah, no spoilers.
That was fun.
Hey, I don't think you're
Reags.
out of the stratosphere with that. Just because it's only one team, you only got to beat one team.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though, is that
No, first flat out. Good seeing you, brother.
Compton, I love talking college football with you.
I know it's great.
It's a fun time. I'm actually having fun on this.
And it's
I'll
just
say actually.
yeah. I don't,
That was weird.
Well, I didn't say like I wouldn't have fun, but you know how sometimes you feel like you go on a podcast.
It's like a
you're
job.
Just
yeah.
no, you can
kinda
say
just
whatever the
hanging
fuck
there,
you
you're
want
just
on this
there.
one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're going to the Big Ten.
We did fire you when you were gone.
That's fine.
Okay.
We're going to the Big Ten now.
Huh.
Our next homer is a Big Ten homer, and it is it's not one of those guys. They're fat and ugly.
Fights.
Yeah. So here we go. And if you're mean to him, I will.
No, I met my guy yesterday, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
This is
Hi, Chris.
Michigan homer Chris Castellani, who a year ago was working at a gas station and took his opportunity and ran with it, is now a beloved part of Barstool Sports. Chris Castellani, hello.
Thanks
Hi,
for having me,
Chris.
guys. Hi.
You are a what fan? A fan of what school?
I am a Michigan fan.
The Michigan Wolverines.
Well, actually, let me.
Uh-oh.
The Big Ten champion, Michigan Wolverines.
And the college football playoff representative, Michigan Wolverines.
For half a quarter, yeah.
The defending Big Ten champions, which was probably a fluke, Michigan Wolverines. What is your hottest take for the 2022 season?
I mean, for this team, the hottest take has to be J.J. McCarthy. Not only takes the starting job, wins the Heisman.
Oh shit! That's
the
here
hot
for this
take.
I love it, Chris. First of all, and I know you already know this. Brandon hates Michigan. I don't know.
I
what
know.
his
No, I
fucking
There you go,
problem is.
kid. One.
He went nuts.
Two.
There we go.
That was it. Hey. No, you got to keep going
Push
now.
that door. Hey, B-Walk, push that door shut all the way.
Yes.
I'm just trying to help with the noise. I'm just trying to help with the noise. No, I'm good, brother. Dead to me.
Oh, Billy. Damn. So, Chris, as you know, again, I will repeat this. No matter what you say about Michigan, Brandon's going to disagree with you. Now, if you're going full-blown, J.J. McCarthy's going to win the Heisman.
Time.
No. What?
Pause.
What?
Pause, bitch. Pause. Sit down.
Don't call me a bitch.
Pause, bitch. Okay, so all right. She thinks I'm this anti-Michigan guy. I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I just preferred Michigan State last year, and I was right. They won the game. Anyway, Michigan. Here's my thing with Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
You have beaten Ohio State once out of the last 10 times.
Yeah. Twice since I was an actual football fan, like in 18 years.
Fair enough. Yeah, and now Ohio State's really good again this year. So
course.
I don't think you'll repeat what you did. But your take is not about team success. It's about J.J. McCarthy winning the Heisman Trophy.
Yes.
Another individual take.
I don't know why it is, but we did this last week, and almost all of them were individual takes.
And all of them had
Yeah.
to do with Heisman.
So let me tell you this. We had an Ohio State fan that said Ohio State will have 4 players at the Heisman Trophy
including an
ceremony.
offensive lineman.
We had an Alabama fan saying Alabama would have 3 players at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. We had a Virginia fan saying Virginia quarterback Brendan Armstrong would win the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
There, I'm missing one. And then we have you now saying J.J. McCarthy, who is not the starting quarterback currently for the Michigan Wolverines, but he is the higher recruited guy,
Yes.
and you think he's going to take over and be the guy.
Here's my explanation as to why.
Okay.
Is last year's team had a historically good offensive line. I mean, that's how they beat Ohio State. Is they
Right.
just the last two
Bullied them.
the last 2 drives of the game. It might have even been the last 3. I don't think Cade McNamara threw a pass.
I think it was the second half. They just destroyed that defensive
It
line.
was Hassan Haskins, Blake Corum, right
Yeah.
or left every single play.
Yeah.
Josh Gaddis is gone. Sharon Moore's taken his spot. I think that J.J. McCarthy, who did play a fair amount last year.
Right.
I mean, he came in and actually, I would say if you're ranking like the best throws by a Michigan quarterback, he probably had like the top 3 last year. He had some really impressive moments. Huge arm, a lot of upside. I think that if Michigan wants to in some way repeat the success of last season, you got to open the playbook.
Well, you also have some exciting playmakers. You have the hurt receiver coming back. The guy,
Ronnie Bell. Yeah.
Ronnie Bell coming back. You
Sandra
have
Still, Cornelius Johnson. You have 2.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew. Sorry. You have 2 NFL tight ends.
Can I show off that I know some?
I'm sorry.
No, let him. It's his team.
Cantrell Anthony. I was just trying to say.
You're not allowed to show off about Michigan.
Yeah, I can show off. I'm the heart and soul of the show.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm
Christ.
sorry. Continue.
It's your show.
You really do have the offensive weapons will be a lot better this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got Blake Corum back.
Mm-hmm. And Donovan Edwards, who was a 5-star recruit who played pretty darn well.
Finish this sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Corum is the blank best running back in the Big Ten.
I think he's the best running back in the Big Ten that I can think of right now.
All right, seriously. Okay, I'm gonna give you another chance. Blake Corum is the blank best running back in the Big Ten.
Stand by it, Chris. Stand by it.
I'm going first.
Who's the competitor?
Travion Henderson, Ohio State.
Braylon Allen, Wisconsin.
Mohammed Ibrahim, Minnesota. If he is healthy,
That to me is the one that
he's
you
the
can have
best.
an argument
That's
with.
the best running back in the country if he's healthy.
That's fair, and he got off to such a good start, obviously against Ohio State last year. Before he was Achilles, right? That he
he ruptured. They would have beaten Ohio State if he hadn't gotten hurt.
They were playing really darn well.
Wouldn't it be weird if he said that his guy wasn't the best at this point? Like you can't.
I think Blake's got to do a little more to be like you can confidently say that. But I'm rooting for Blake. I think he's he's a good kid. He came on. He came on when we did the Bussin Spring Tour.
Jesus Christ.
There's a
and he wanted to go. He loved Ohio State too, and he wanted to go to a place where not a lot has been done, and he wants to beat the shit out of Ohio State.
I kind of like that.
He said it with a lot of like focus and determination, to where you're like, oh, this young cat like actually gets it. Like he wants to fucking.
You like a personal motivation like that? Like, do you like a guy who like goes somewhere just to fuck somebody else?
Yeah, the way he explained his high school and the training and traveling and stuff like that, like I think he's a very determined individual. Like he's somebody like you're stoked that you should be stoked that he's on your team and running the ball.
He's a weapon.
Like, he's like a leader on top of it.
Haskins became the guy last year, but I think Corum has a like Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley type of thing going, where he's really versatile out of the backfield as well as a receiver. He's a 2,000-yard a year guy potentially.
One last question for you, and then one question for Will about you. So the question for you is: Michigan wins blank amount of games this season.
10.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't think you can beat Ohio State. I think they're at another level this season. You have to go to the horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll probably get Michigan State back.
There's one other. Going to Iowa is the one. And I know they killed Iowa. It's just looking at the schedule, there's always that one slip-up game I see. It could be going to Kinnick.
May I ask a follow-up?
Sure.
Percentage chance you think you'll be back in the playoff?
25.
Cheese and crackers.
Well, I mean,
too high or too low?
Oh, it's too high.
Well, he said 10 wins, so I was curious where that.
At the same time, though, Brandon, like, okay, I know that until last year, the Harbaugh era had been known for a bunch of failure, but if they were one game away 3 different times from, like, really, if you just
2016, yeah.
And 2018, 19, they slipped up against Penn State in a game they should have won, but like, it comes down to essentially one game every year. And Michigan State's getting really good, and that's their other big issue is they can't beat Mel Tucker right now. But yeah,
I can't stay mad at you. Just can't do it.
Got to be reasonable, man.
We got into it last night.
About Nebraska, yeah.
About the game we played in 2012 at Nebraska, and he's like, you guys only won because Denard Robinson got hurt, which was a load of shit.
I could be wrong.
Look up the stat line, and I think
Russell Bellamy was 3 for 18 with 3 picks.
Listen,
he threw a pick right when he came in the game, but that doesn't negate the fact that Denard was doing nothing for 3 quarters.
You know, the fact is, dude, the Tigers lost Game 3 of the World Series that night, so that's what broke me up. Was that?
No, you stand by it. Just stand by that take. I like it.
No, we went back and forth. I think if he actually looks at the stat line, Denard Robinson was not doing what he was usually doing that night. We actually earned our black shirts that night against Michigan.
What was the final score? Was it like 20-6?
It was like 23-13, maybe.
Still
Did we get a touchdown? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
When I say I like the take, I like when fans of teams just go back a decade and stand by a game.
Yeah.
Take. I love that shit. I love it.
Guys.
I know. I forget. It's been that fun.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about a game that happened 2012. It's not that big of a deal. I would never. It's pathetic.
Well, I think Chris and I got to know each other last night.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Go ahead.
But Michigan and Mississippi State did play one time in our history, and that was in the 2010 Gator Bowl. And
shit!
I don't remember the score of that game, and I know you have an encyclopedic memory. Do you remember the score?
It was.
You were in the 40s, and we were not in the 20s.
Nope.
So I think we were up 7-0, maybe even 14-7.
You were up 7-0.
You guys got complacent.
No, they got.
Well, no, it was Rich Rod's Swiss cheese defenses came to play, and you guys bring.
What was the score, Brandon? Go ahead.
52-14.
Yeah. Rich Rod got fired the next week.
Oh yeah, we got Rich Rod fired.
Thank you.
Basically broke Denard Robinson.
You could argue, or Nebraska broke Denard Robinson, depending on.
Do you think Will
Compton did?
Yeah.
How many times did you tackle Denard Robinson?
There's one time, but we actually got our ass whipped.
In 11.
The year before, when we were hanging around just in like the first half for a second, there was a 3rd down stop where I got Denard Robinson like in the open field, and we were all hype. And Dominican Sue came back for that game, and he was on the sideline like getting hype, and I was like, let's fucking go.
Oh, I got to ask you more about this. Before we get, I'm gonna let you go. One more question. In the Big Ten, I know Nebraska is not legacy Big Ten.
No,
but you've been there decade and a half, something like that or more. What teams do you hate the most in the Big Ten?
Wisconsin.
Why Wisconsin?
Because they literally like they steal. They have real estate in my head for life that I will never be able to sell away. And sometimes, some nights I wake up in a cold sweat based on that Big Ten.
Do you think that Wisconsin owns a little bit of what Nebraska used to be? Like in the 90s and early 2000s, Nebraska had every year big road grading offensive linemen. It didn't matter what their names were. Every year there's a great offensive line, and that's what Wisconsin has now.
Yeah, bro. When we played Wisconsin, I know this is a decade ago, but it carries over. Wisconsin's kind of like an O-line U.
Right.
When we were playing them, they're literally on TV getting compared because they were bigger than the Packers' offensive line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they're monsters.
It's every year.
But Wisconsin, and then I'd say Iowa, because Iowa and Nebraska is always arguing about,
Well, you know how much he
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
how much he
Chris,
hates Iowa.
A
Pleasure.
lot.
Of course, buddy. Hey, thanks for having me.
I hate him too.
Thank you, Chris.
Of course, thanks, guys.
Yeah, no.
Thanks, Chris.
You know, Brandon, it's the middle of May, which is crazy.
It is mid-May, isn't it?
It is mid-May.
Which is, it's gotten to a balmy 68 here in New York City. Bullshit.
Well, that also means, it is kind of bullshit. I'd rather it just be cold.
Yeah.
But that means it's bikini season. That means you're going to be tarps off more, Brandon Walker. Hopefully not.
I'm tarps off all
You are, yeah, you are. But in the summertime, your tarps off a little more.
You gotta eat better.
Well, you gotta eat good all year.
Mm-hmm.
At least you have to eat fresh. And that's what our friends at Hellofresh do.
Hellofresh.
Hellofresh. So, whether you care about bikini season or not, in the summertime, you're a lot busier, I would assume. You're not hiding in your house as much. You're out and about.
Well, you're out. You're active. You're vacationing.
You don't really have time to go to the grocery store, and you damn sure don't have time to spend money that you don't need to spend.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
So you go to
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh. And
It's America's #1 meal service kit.
Easily.
They send you a box. They send you prepackaged ingredients that are organized. They send you a recipe card. It's all portioned out. Follow that recipe card. In 30 minutes or less, you've got a delicious meal.
And we've said it a million times. You can do 2 servings, 4 servings. You can do keto. You can do healthy. You can do
gourmet
not healthy
options.
Oh my God, I had the gourmet steak again last week. It was unreal.
You're just a gourmand.
Is that a real word? I'm a HelloFresh gourmand.
Yes, you are.
So if you go right now to HelloFresh.com/Walker16.
Look at me.
Another Walker.
Look at me.
Walker16.
Only do it.
Up to 16 free meals, which also means
32.
32 because
if you're single like you.
I'm not
if you
single.
don't have a love interest, if you don't have anybody.
I'm not single.
Hey,
no, but for real, if you're making 16, if you get 16 free meals, you just kind of rattled me a little bit. You get 32 servings. That's the whole point. So if you're cooking for yourself, you get 2 servings. If not, you get a serving and a meal for free. And the biggest thing, I say this all the time, is I pay for this on my own.
Yep.
It's the only thing that I really truly pay for when I get sponsored by it. 2, you get to select your menu every week. So if you're feeling naughty one week and you want to get something a little bit more sinful, you can. If you want to be super healthy, you can.
How's your life going that you're using the words naughty and sinful in a HelloFresh ad?
I don't know. I mean, you talk about your dick all the time in Roman ads, so
it's true enough.
So I mean, touche there. Anyways, go to HelloFresh.com/Walker16. Use code Walker16. You get up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. We're just giving away free shit.
Giving away the farm.
Giving away the farm. That is HelloFresh.com/Walker16. It makes cooking easy and fast. But before we get to, hold on. I need you to understand what's about to happen. This is like a personal vendetta that he has against Iowa.
That's okay, though. I don't like Iowa either.
There is no bigger fan base of dipshits than Iowa. They think they are wonderful people. They think they are classy people. They will tell you how nice they are, and they are fucking dickbags. They are fucking assholes, and they can all go suck my fucking dick. I hate Iowa.
Well, you know what Iowa stands for.
Please tell me.
Idiots out wandering around.
I will work with that. Yes.
Work with that. Work with that. That's
Yes.
what you need.
I will work with
They have one good thing in Iowa, and that's Casey's Pizza.
Good for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Casey's
Is
Pizza.
it spelled the same way? Probably not.
No, it's not. It's of the sea.
Well, Kinnick
Also,
is Kinnick is kind of cool.
It is. And listen.
The children's hospital.
Nobody can hate on the wave to the children's hospital. But boy, do they beat you over the head with it. They say, "Oh, look at us."
Well, I mean,
Look at us.
yeah, but don't be that person.
Look how great we are.
So Iowa fans tried to get Brandon's wife fired.
In the 2019 Outback Bowl, Iowa beat Mississippi State despite getting outgained by 300 yards.
It's a big win for the Big Ten.
Are you a conference guy? See, I'm not a conference guy.
I am a conference guy.
I'm just not a conference guy.
If
SEC guys aren't like that.
I think everybody but Brandon is a conference person.
SEC guys aren't like that.
Like me, I'm the type of guy, if you beat me, I want you to win it all.
Yes.
Because it makes me look better.
It makes the conference look better.
Yeah.
I'm
the kind of guy, if you beat me, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, there are people, I respect that, but
I don't.
I'm the other side.
I don't respect it because it's like you want to be in the best conference. So if you're losing to the winner of all of college football, that means your conference.
But you gotta respect the rivalry that gets created in that because there's so much hate.
Let me tell you my logic.
You know what I'm saying? Like they want them to die.
I mean, if
so it makes for a good show with popcorn and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like let me say this: when Texas enters the SEC, I will not be rooting for them to win the national title.
Let me tell you my logic.
Fuck Texas.
There are 14 teams in the SEC. I love one of them with all my heart, and I hate the other 13.
You don't hate A&M.
Yeah, I do.
You hate
and
Ole Miss.
those people do a good job of just keeping it inside, right? Like me, if I lose and I know everyone's chirping that we're losing and this and that, I want that team who beat us to win because if they win, I'm bandwagoning them and I still feel like I beat everybody else.
Fair enough.
What if Wisconsin?
But you
said
take
you
their
hate
wins.
Wisconsin, so
Yeah, Wisconsin will be hard just because of the personal damage they actually did to me.
Fair.
Three running backs had over 200 yards in that Big Ten championship game. When I'm the middle
That's
linebacker of the
absurd.
defense.
that is absurd.
And that was insane, dude.
That's a personal vendetta too.
Melvin Gordon was one of them.
Melvin Gordon, James White, and Monty Ball. All on the same fucking team.
All those being on the same team is ridiculous.
It's not even
with an
fair.
O-line that was bigger than the Packers that year.
Yeah.
Now, were you hurt that game? Were you okay?
No.
Is your ego hurt?
I was going to say, I was mentally damaged after that game. I mean, they beat us 70-something to like 30-something.
But you could blame the guys in front of you for that. Like that. Once they got to you.
So Coach Bo, I was with him not too long ago because he's doing a podcast, and we were
talking about Pelini.
Yeah, Coach Bo Pelini, and we were sitting on there and we were talking about like college football games and everything else. I was like, "There's something I've always wanted to ask you, dude. Why did we not make an adjustment to their 21 speed personnel when they were running the jet sweep?"
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
championship. And the answers he was given, which he was right. He's like, "Well, the first game, if you think about it, they ran that jet sweep." And we hit it in the mouth. Like we hit them in the backfield, and they never got back to that personnel that ran the jet sweep. And they had success with it early because we missed a couple open field tackles. Like if we tackle them, they probably don't go back to it. But they were in such a rare personnel that game. Like even studying for them, they didn't get into 21 speed a lot. To where they put like James White on the outside and do the speed motion, jet motion. And so when we couldn't stop it, they just stuck with it because we only had one call to that personnel because they ran it so little.
Yeah.
And again, in the first game when we beat them, we tackled that. They were backed up and they tried running it, and we tackled that at the line of scrimmage for no gain, so they never went back to it. So when you have success on it, they stuck with it, and we never fucking made the play. I was one of those missed tackles, and it's not a good feeling. But I was
also talking about.
I'm like, yeah, he's like, I was like, we couldn't just send two off the edge that was coming away from the fucking jet sweep. And we had like a good laugh and stuff because part of us as players, even though we are the ones to blame, we still want to put blame elsewhere. And it's like, why didn't we make a fucking adjustment?
Well, you're also talking about, and I'm going to get to Carl right now, but you're also talking about even if you like have the play mapped out and you got it, you're still talking 3 NFL running backs, right?
Right.
3 high-quality running backs. So you get there, there's no guarantee you're making the play.
But over 600 yards.
It's one of those things. So I'll go into the weeds with you guys on like a breakdown of this.
Yeah.
So it's called Miami. We run a cover 4 concept to this 21 speed personnel.
Uh-huh.
Whenever 21 speed is on the field, we had one call. It'd be Miami, the Waves.
Right.
And so they would line up. They would have 2 tight ends stacked. Actually, it was 22 speed. 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, and a speed back. They would have 2 tight ends stacked. And anytime the speed motion would happen, I would take my eyes because they didn't have very many plays in this personnel. So right when they would take the jet sweep, my eyes would go to the double tight end set.
Yeah.
Because if the tight ends release out wide,
Right.
they're going to give the ball and it's going to be a jet sweep.
Yeah.
If they down block and double down,
Right.
it's a fake jet sweep and they're just running a zone.
Yeah.
So in the first game, when they released the 2 tight ends, or whether 1 tight end, 2 tight ends, when they ran the jet sweep, the jet motion's happening, my eyes go to the tight ends. Once they release wide, I literally run to the inside of the tight end's hip because the play will be made wider. I actually made the play in the first game. The second game, they kept the tight ends in and still gave the jet sweep. So playing a team twice, you do all that self-scouting and everything else. Those are like the little wrinkles that can just throw you for a fucking loop. And they started to mess with our eyes a little bit more because they realized probably where our eyes would go to when they would run. Or they self-scouted enough to know, hey, we're only doing a couple plays out of this set. Here's how we can change it up. And that's kind of like what wrecked us in that game. And we just never... When you don't make the plays, your confidence dips, and then you get a little bit more hesitant when you're trying to make the play because you're like, fuck, I can't miss. What you think you become in that law of attraction situation, and you miss plays. And then it's a snowball.
This is to think about. This is the deepest I ever thought I would get into the 2012 Big Ten Championship.
That's what I'm saying, and that's only
why
like a couple
college football is so great because you can go back to any time like that and just spend 2 hours on it.
Let's go. So let's keep Homer Week rolling.
Homer Week Part 2.
And listen, you think we're surrounded? We have one Division I college football player in here. That's not the case.
I was going to say, I think
we have 2 Division I college football players in here. We have former. I guess you played one spring game. Now you're retired.
I took a couple snaps.
It is Illinois quarterback Carl from Barstool Carl from Chicago. He is in for the dozen, and he is an Illinois homer. And I gotta ask you, just for my personal use here, how did you end up throwing 2 touchdown passes in the Illinois spring game?
First off, shout out Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Right,
something I've been asking for a while. It's kind of like this job. There's a lot of funny moments and stuff. You're like, how did this happen, or what am I doing here? And this was certainly one of them. I get a text message from Big Cat, and it's like a random number. It's like Big Cat and a group text, and the random number is Coach Bielema.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I got Coach Bielema on a thread with us here. He was looking to talk to you, and Bielema's like, hey, give me a call whenever you get a chance. So I call him first thing in the morning. It was late. I call him first thing in the morning.
You're nervous?
Yeah, I'm nervous to talk to the coach.
Hang on about the Dallas number.
Yeah. I got to call this guy and be like, what do you want? He gets on the phone. He's like, hey, what's up, Carl? Hey, these guys don't have time for anything. These guys don't have time to say goodbye to their kids in the morning before they go to work. It's like I have to be conscious of get off the phone. He's running a fucking D1 program here, and he's like, hey, you're a little athlete. You could throw a ball a little bit. How far do you think you can throw a football? I'm like, I don't know, 40, 50 yards, get a little run, start. I don't know. You can put me in pads, maybe not as far. He's like, okay, that's good. Yeah, we're gonna put you on the 35. We're gonna run all 4 goes. Are you comfortable with that? I'm like, dude, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I have my coffee.
Wait, he told you the play concept before he even asked you to be the quarterback?
Yeah. He's just like, this is what I have in mind. I think this be good. He's like, we'll get you down there, and he's like, and I know the boys will like it. I'm like, oh, coach,
pumping that ego.
Can you get down here today? I said, Coach, I absolutely can. I'm 35 years old.
Can you get down here today?
I was a walk-on relief pitcher at that university 13 years ago. I was on the phone with this guy like, you got to coach. Basically, do you need me to bring anything down, Coach? You good? I was all on.
It's basically a recruiting call, and you committed to him.
Yeah, right away. And he was cool. He was so cool too.
He's
he was like,
cool.
well, we're gonna have you in. The boys will love it.
How quick did you get down there?
Oh, dude. So I call our social guy. I felt so bad because we're in Chicago. It's like 2.5, 3 hour traffic, 3 hours plus. And it's like something.
It's a Saturday.
No, fuck you. We did our spring game on a Thursday. But.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Sorry, my bad.
Hey,
I didn't know.
Hey, this ain't Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Lincoln.
Sorry.
Fucking bubblegum game.
Fuck you. We got to partner
buy
with
tickets. You just got to bring
partner with the
bubblegum
Big
to
Ten Network so that we can get viewership. We're not A&M or Mississippi State or Nebraska.
You are Mississippi State. I mean, pretty close.
I know our identity, so I got down there quick, but I had to call our social guy. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" And he's like, "I don't know, social, working. What do you
My
want?"
job.
Do you want to do 3 hours down to Central Illinois to watch me play quarterback? And it's like one of those things where he has to say yes because it's his job, but it's he didn't get home. So I shout out Danny Conrad. Thanks for holding the camera. There's a pretty funny behind the scenes video that's on our Barstool Chicago YouTube page. So.
You're a better man than me because I'm going to tell you right now, Jack and Katie back there. If Mike Leach calls me and says, "Hey, get down to Starkville," I'm not even telling. I'm saying, get on a fucking plane. We're fucking.
He's not even asking. There's no question mark.
Yeah, we have to be a little more strategic, though, with this stuff because it's like Survivor in the Barstool Chicago office. There's a lot of politics, and I don't want Danny.
A lot of ticking going on.
I don't want Danny walking around when I'm around going, "Hey, that fucking Carl guy just drags you wherever he wants."
You know what he made me do?
So we go in the locker room, right? And here's a funny one for you. So Coach Lunny is the quarterback's offensive coordinator. He was the guy responsible for UTSA last couple of years. It got UTSA going. And he played quarterback at Arkansas in the 90s. He's a starter there.
Barry Lenny Jr.
Yeah. And so
left-hander.
Why did
anyways,
I know college football. What do you
he's got that southern. He's got that quick southern, like, oh boy, huddle up. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And so he sends me out in the. I go out in the first half. I throw like the fake touch. I mean, it was a touchdown pass, but they didn't rush or anything. So we get to halftime, and the quarterbacks are like, "Hey, Carl, we're over here. This is where we meet up." They have the positional breakdowns, and they've got snacks. I'm fucking eating Crustables. I'm having fucking granola bars. We're having a good time. And I'm like, I'm joking around with the quarterbacks, like, all right, so what do you guys want to see out of me? And fucking Coach Lunny comes bursting in the locker room to give his couple minutes to the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks over here. And he's going on the line. He's like, DeVito footwork. You got to look the fucking robber off. I'm not telling you again. Sikowski, sideline to sideline. Carl, the footwork's so fucking shitty. He just wrote me into the thing. I was part of the thing. And then he's like going through reps. He's like, first series, second series, third series. And then he points at me and he's like, I hope we don't have to watch you throw another fucking pass. And then he just goes down. He treated me like one of the boys. And then he pulled me aside afterwards. I just, messing with you, man. Have some fun. But it was so cool to be around. And Illinois is one of those programs I grew up, even though I played baseball there, that to me was the biggest thing. The family going down every weekend for like 10 fucking years, not missing a game. So as big of a Bears fan I am and Chicago sports fan, you guys talk about it a ton on here. Like, why does it matter? What's different about it? There's just something about it's my school. It's mine. It is. Coach Bielema is my coach. Yeah. Like, that is my football coach more than anybody else. So just crazy experience to be behind the scenes in Memorial Stadium like that.
I'm very, very jealous. We're going to get to your hot take in a minute, but real quick, Compton, how quick are you going to text Scott Frost and be like, all right, I got to come throw a couple touchdown passes?
Low-key, I was thinking about that in Miami, man. Should I go out there and try to spin it for the boys?
If this motherfucker's out there throwing
yeah.
What if we just
throw in shoulder pads?
What's up?
Can you throw a football in shoulder pads?
Yeah.
I think there's like two kinds of guys. Like, there's guys who can throw without shoulder pads on, then you put the pads on, and your shoulder doesn't work.
But he's used to wearing shoulder pads.
I know, but like,
you're out there playing catch and shit like that. Like, I can throw the ball and pass.
You can throw it normally.
Yeah.
Don't you guys wear bigger pads though?
Yeah, for sure.
This could be a stupid question, but I'm
thinking if I'm going to go with a Lincoln to like do the same thing you did, I'm sure they put me in some QB pads. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But they'd probably rush me for real.
Mm-hmm. Flak jacket.
Yeah, they just absolutely.
Flak jacket. I wear a flak jacket for sure.
Zero.
I wear the QB play sheet on my wrist.
And if you had time to get your thoughts together, you would have worn all that.
Right. I was asking the equipment guy. And
they didn't even rush him.
Yeah.
So Bielema goes, the reason we're not putting you in pads is if we put you in pads, they're going to be tempted to hit you. Because I know for sure if there's no pads, these guys are.
But you know what? And I know it was great the way it worked out, but isn't there like a little part of you to be like, yeah, that if they hit you, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I fucking go up for the second play. You'll like this because I'm all in. The first play, I'm so nervous. The first play.
Well, second play, you're a gunslinger.
I come in the second play in the second half, and they're like, all right, I got the huddle. Flip 2YX banana, honey zip fest, and I'm one-on-one. We get up to the line. And I'm like looking at the receivers. I'm in shotgun. I fucking raise my, I fucking raise my knee, and then I sprint up to the line of scrimmage, and I fucking calm the crowd down. There's like 6,000 people in the stadium.
On a Thursday night.
39's a mic, 39's a mic, 39's a mic. And I get back in a shotgun. And, 39 isn't even – this guy could be third-string linebacker. Doesn't matter. Just takes a mouthpiece out. He goes, hey, Barstool, man, shut the fuck up back there. He just puts the fucking mouthpiece back in. That was a fun moment because I was trying to have fun, and they were just like, yo, that's too much fun.
So you just –
That's a little – they're just chirping you back.
Yeah.
It's just –
or still shut the fuck up and call it.
You retired from college football 2 for 2 with 2 touchdown passes?
Yeah, if they invite me back again, I'm not going. I'll go again.
Yeah, you will.
I
got to bring my own receiver down. Somebody I've been working with in the offseason.
Would you go back and be a running back for a play?
Fuck no, dude. Dude, the running backs are so big and fucking strong. It's like they're just so much bigger than the DBs and the safeties and the wide receivers.
Those are Brett Bielema
arms and the fucking legs. Yeah, they're just big boys.
You should probably be ready to do that every year because Brett Bielema loves a show at spring games.
That guy.
He's a showman anyway.
Yeah, no, I know. I went to a couple of them at Arkansas, and he loves to put on a show. Okay. So you better be ready. You better start training now.
And I'll say I like having him. I do it's a great change of pace from Lovey. He's a classic college football guy. So like I don't know. I'm never gonna sit here and talk X's and O's 22 stack tight ends like that. But like I can have the sense of looking at him and being like, I like this fit. I like the vibe check. Mm-hmm. And,
well, it's culture and it's mindset. Like, and he knows how to build a college football mindset. Like, they're going to go out and they're try to steamroll people, and that's what Illinois football is going to be for the next 10 years, however long he's there. All right, I don't want to waste your time. Couple more questions. You are an Illinois fan. What is your hottest take for Illinois football? And we're staying in the Big Ten today. What was your hottest take for Illinois football in 2022?
Maybe Tommy DeVito is the best quarterback nobody's ever going to talk about. Ever.
Well, he wasn't good at Syracuse.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean the best quarterback that nobody's ever going to talk about?
I feel like he's already been talked about. Wasn't he talked about?
But he was talked about for how bad he was.
Well, but before that season, everyone at Syracuse thought he was going to be fucking awesome.
Exactly. Because
what's that mean?
He's from the neighborhood. Because he's going to get to the Big Ten. Everybody's going to be dormant on Illinois as is, where it's like, oh, good luck, Illinois. But if you have been paying attention, like, it is a completely different team. It is completely different, even if the wins and losses.
So you saying the quarterback will get like second team All Big Ten?
Yeah, shit like that. Where like I think Tommy DeVito playing quarterback for Illinois could be a story. Could be like a thing where it's like DeVito's the reason. DeVito.
It's also a good name.
Yeah.
Good name. I don't remember much. I only watched Illinois one full game last year in the opener. I can't remember who you guys beat. Who you guys beat in the opener?
Nebraska.
Oh yeah, that's my bad.
I forgot about it too till you had to pull it up. We don't talk about it. Shit.
That was one of those games Nebraska was like dominant and just figured out a way to lose. We're gonna get to
no doubt because of fucking special teams
and the fucking quarterback too.
All the phases, man. When you travel, you got to fucking bring the helmet.
Oh,
you got to bring the shoulder pads. You got to bring the fucking assistants, the staff. But you better not forget the fucking special teams too when you travel.
Right.
I forgot about that crazy ass special teams play in the first half where
he like backs up and catches it and steps in the end zone and shit.
Yeah, that was
an insane game.
Yeah, it was
first game of the year too.
It was one of those.
He looks so stupid doing that shit, bro.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Carl.
No, he's mad.
No, I'm thinking about those plays, dude.
All right, so
I love Carl. I think Carl's a good dude.
Carl's a great dude. So, Carl, question: Illinois wins blank games this year, then you can go.
Illinois competes to win 7 games, but I think they end up on 6 before a huge springboard to a double-digit win season 2 years from now.
I like that.
That's actually a rational take. Yeah,
I love that take, dude.
I'm in it for like a little stretch here. Like I think
Well, that's a college football homer for you because instead of just saying I think we'll win 6 games, he's got to go ahead and give you the. You know what?
I think
I'm being reasonable. We'll win 6.
Double-digit win season.
We'll win 10 next year.
Yeah, for sure.
How about this?
Sure.
It's one of those schedules you reflect on years later, and you're like, that Minnesota game.
This is where it started.
That's what I'm saying.
We could have won the West.
This is where it started right here.
Every college football fan does that every single year.
Yeah, I love it. Can you guys say one nice thing about Illinois before I leave?
Fantastic colors.
I knew you were gonna go. I knew you were gonna go.
I love. Oh no. I want to redo mine. Can I redo mine?
It doesn't have to be just football. Just say something nice.
Well, Tony Khan is one of my best friends.
Say something nice.
President.
Good friend of mine. I'm about to announce my Fulham support for
an Illinois guy. But
I just announced it here. But
here's my real take.
That's actually a true content thing for me.
NCAA football between I think it's NCAA 07 or 08 or somewhere around there. Illinois had the sneaky best team to play with on the entire game. They had Aurelius Ben, the wide receiver, Juice Williams, the quarterback, Rashard Mendenhall, and then there was another running back, and they had another. They were just elite. They were so fun to play with.
Yes.
Am I lying?
Don't sleep. They also had a good defense, led by.
They were good.
Led by Jay Lehman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My compliment was going to be I was a Jay Lehman stan, because I almost went to Illinois when I came out.
Come on.
Swear to God, they were number 2 behind Nebraska.
Can we go back to your recruitment for a second?
Well, I think Carl just made like a kind of.
Can we go back to your recruitment for a second?
Yeah, we go back.
No, don't worry about it. I want to talk about this.
I mean, Brandon just
Jay
stepped
Lehman
all
was
over
my
your
host.
Oh, that's a funny thing that'll get
supporting Fulham, the soccer
like,
team.
Yeah, no, it'll be like a funny thing. People
That's not
be
a
like,
big
oh, you
deal.
pick Fulham. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay, I didn't know.
I'm stunned that it was like the heavy hitters. It's like, who are you going to go? Nebraska, Texas, Oklahoma, Illinois.
If they would have offered from the beginning, I would have been a Notre Dame fighting Irish. I would have been a Notre Dame guy because I went to Catholic school growing up. My mom was a Catholic school principal.
Did you have a fake girlfriend?
Our teacher would always go to a game every
girlfriend.
year, and when she'd come back, she'd always bring like some memorabilia for us for Notre Dame. So I was like a Notre Dame guy growing up. But they didn't offer until late. So Nebraska was who I committed to early, and then they had a shit year. They went through the coaching change from Callahan to Pelini, and that's when Tom Osborne became the AD. But during that transition, Mizzou and Illinois were like top of my list because Mizzou had Chase Daniel, Jerry Macklin. They were winning. They were exciting. In-state pressure. And then also Illinois was fire. And they were Mizzou, Columbia was 3 hours away, and Illinois, what's the town? Champaign was only 3.5 hours away from where I grew up. Oh. And so Champaign, they recruited me hard. They were the first team to offer me. And Reggie Mitchell was my recruiter in Zook. But Reggie Mitchell was on me like they just treated me awesome. Like I loved my experience with them. I loved my visit out there, and they went to the Rose Bowl that year, and I was a big Jay Lehman fan because he sniffed out every fucking screen. And the linebacker coach was like, "Yo, I want you to be like Jay Lehman," and that always fired me up.
Oh fuck, dude, that you just talked dirty to me. I want to thank you for that. Jay Lehman number 47 was awesome. He single-handedly won back-to-back home games against Penn State and Wisconsin that year. Where like we beat Penn State. Penn State was ranked like fucking 23rd or something. We're going nuts. Like,
he was an All-American.
Yeah, we beat Penn State. Next week, Wisconsin comes to town. They're ranked like fucking 6th in the country. We fucking beat them, and then it was like. The place was gone. It just was crazy. Like to this day, chills. Junior year, I got to go to a Rose Bowl, and I went against Illinois and all those boys. To a Rose Bowl against USC.
Did you know that he thinks the Rose Bowl is shit?
Come on, B-Walk, you just fucking hate shit.
He doesn't. It's a Big Ten thing.
You're just like a hater.
Honestly,
shit, bro.
You have no idea how many times I've gotten into it.
Jack, you hear this bullshit?
Yeah, like you're just like a.
He true. I had to
like a mean guy.
Because listen, they put
You're
college
misrepresenting the facts.
No, hold on. True or false? True or false? When we did the biggest villains in college football bracket, you moved the Rose Bowl before the refs.
I think the Rose Bowl is the number one villain in college football right now. I'll tell you why.
I think Barstool Carl's want to say something.
I don't want to say. What I want to do is like I don't want to overextend my stay. I want to say thank you. Guys.
This is not.
No, but
can you please stay?
I'll stay. I just don't. Yeah, because if you. But this is like a trusting between me and Brandon.
Yeah.
Because I don't ever want to put you in a situation where you're like.
Oh.
Can you tell him he's a fucking idiot for hating the Rose Bowl?
I will never say anything mean like that to Brandon. But
Compton, you want to say it?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Okay, fair enough.
That is bullshit, but you're not a fucking.
Yeah, like you're talking about the Rose Bowl, one of the most historic bowl games of all time.
First of all, that's all ballyhoo.
No, he's like, oh, because it's pretty, people like it. I'm like, it's the most iconic fucking stadium, the iconic fucking game.
Yes.
And I you know you hate the Rose Bowl, and you're taking it back right now. You're taking it back because Compton's gonna body you with this.
I ain't scared of Will Compton. All right,
go ahead and tell him why you hate the fucking Rose Bowl.
Yeah, why do you hate the Rose Bowl?
Will you let me tell him?
I know why, but it's a bad reason.
It is not a bad reason.
Okay, actually, I will tell you, it's a great reason why, but he hates it way more than he's gonna lead on.
She won't let me talk. First of all, I've always thought it was overrated in its place as the top because Big Ten, Pac-12, nobody outside the Big Ten, Pac-12 gives a shit.
That is not true.
Yeah, the venue is incredible. The visuals are incredible. Everything's great, and I do like watching the game. But we're in a world of change in college football. You can now pay the players. You can now transfer. You can now do things. We've had 20 years of change in 5 years. Okay. The next change is expanding the playoff to where we have an actual playoff, to where we have to where the regular season matters, but you don't have the worst postseason in sports, which is what college football has right now. Okay. That's our progress. That's where we need to get to. 8 teams, 16 teams, 12 teams, whatever. That's progress for college football. Who's standing in the way? The fucking Rose Bowl.
That is true.
There's a reason that you have to watch the playoff games on December 31st because the Rose Bowl won't move out of there January 1st, 1:30 Pacific time. They will not move. They will not change their time. So if you have playoffs, you have to put them on a different night, Friday night. Nobody wants to watch playoffs on a Friday night. Then nobody wants to do that. You want to watch it on January 1st, but the Rose Bowl won't get out of the way. They love the smell of their own farts so much that they are standing in the way of progress.
Smell of their own fart, or they love a little bit of.
No, they love.
We all love.
They love who they are. Because it would make them a lot more money to go along with progress. So maybe they get a favored spot, but they won't get out of the way.
So the reason you hate the Rose Bowl has nothing to do with the actual Rose Bowl. It's just all personal for you.
It's all political.
Well, and
but
again,
it's personal to you.
This is
you mean political? It's personal to you.
It's not personal to me. I love college football. I want to see a playoff. I want to see college football become bigger and better. And there are many conferences that want to do it. There are many teams that want to do it. But the Rose Bowl is standing in the way because
if the Rose Bowl moved one day, are you?
They won't move. They won't move.
If they did, are you back in on the Rose Bowl?
No.
I would be if they would get out of the way for progress. I would be back in on the Rose Bowl.
Every time I talk about how much I love the Rose Bowl, like I'm talking about just the venue itself.
He's talking about like the board of directors. He's talking about like the decision-making body.
No, but
about the Rose Bowl.
He's talking about all of it, though.
Why is the Rose Bowl? Why is the Rose Bowl more important than the rest of college football?
I didn't say that.
I don't think no one's saying that.
No, and
Rose Bowl's saying that.
No, but what I also said too is, and I'm going to go back to the villains thing. I said I understand why you hate, and given that reason, no, I'm not pandering. I talk about the Rose Bowl every single week. Jack, I know you're back there. He knows. You tried to tell me that on any given Saturday during the college football season, you think the Rose Bowl is a bigger villain than refs as a whole.
Yeah. The Rose Bowl's in the way of progress.
That's a bad take.
I mean, it's a terrible take. Like when Mississippi State got fucked by the refs.
And you're right, Carl.
Last
He's
year,
just talking about political front office.
He also doesn't care about the
shit.
But he also doesn't care about the actual game itself.
The game last year was incredible.
It was, but every time I talk about the Rose Bowl, you're like, who cares about the Big Ten and the Pac-12? You just said it like 5 minutes ago. You also say that you think that the stadium is overrated.
You know what? Y'all want to fucking argue? Let's argue. You want to fucking argue because you're sitting there.
You're explaining it low key like In-N-Out Burger.
You sit.
The experience, the visuals, everything else is good, but the quality of the product.
You went to Nebraska. You went to Illinois, and both of y'all don't like me because I'm an SEC homer. Is that right? You think I'm just chanting SEC all the time? You think you think I don't like the Big 12 or you think I don't like the Rose Bowl?
I think that you look down on the. I don't
look down on the Big Ten.
Hang on, Carl. Just the fact that you sit up in your seat and raise your voice, you're trying to put words in our mouths that we're not saying.
Don't sit there all calm.
Saying, you think I'm an SEC homer? And it's like, no, I'm just listening to your take on the Rose Bowl, and I'm just telling you that it doesn't seem like you actually hate the
Rose Bowl. Sucks.
You're just trying to find a reason because it's a little personal for you.
The Rose Bowl sucks.
And no, I don't think you're an SEC homer. Number one, you're a homer of Mississippi State.
Correct.
Which
is not great.
Yeah.
Right. It hurts.
I could see if you were like an Alabama homer,
well,
you would be an SEC homer because you just think you're the greatest thing to walk the earth.
I think that's a little overstated, though. I think that the thing with the SEC chants, they were fun in like 2008, 2009 because the SEC was just building respect. Like in 2004, Auburn went undefeated, but USC and Oklahoma played for the national title, and Oklahoma was trash. And Auburn was sitting there as an undefeated SEC team.
You're talking about Adrian Peterson?
He was a freshman that year, but he was
fucking electric.
Jason White won the Heisman too.
That was a different year.
Oklahoma was a good team then.
Oklahoma was not an undefeated SEC team got shut out of the national title game. 2 years later, 2 years later, no. 2 years later, the SEC gets Florida in to play Ohio State, and all of a sudden, Florida beats the piss out of Ohio State. Then LSU beats the piss out of Ohio State. Then they rip off 7 straight national titles. And in that moment, you saw going from a conference that got shut out of the national title to the most dominant conference. And in that 5 or 6 year stretch, there were some SEC chants. Now, we're also fucking sick of Alabama. I could give a shit about the SEC. You're not going to see Georgia fans chanting SEC. If they did, I'm sorry. I didn't see it. I don't think the SEC homerism is as rampant as people think it is.
You know, I think I don't disagree with that. I think that's something that I'm sitting here listening to you. I'm like, that's a well thought out, rational.
I'm a very well thought out
based
guy.
on your 2004. Yeah. Like you felt the type of way with the SEC, which I get. If Auburn, you said they were undefeated.
Well,
I do.
It's actually twofold. 2003.
Because you're right. The SEC, it wasn't like
it wasn't.
Now it's all SEC.
It's all SEC.
It's fucking.
But it didn't become the
Alabama
dominant,
and SEC versus everybody.
It didn't become the dominant SEC until that run that started with Florida.
You're right. I agree with that.
As a whole, yes, I agree. And I mean, A&M was in the Big 12 at the time.
Ron Zook recruited, who's famous from his time in Illinois. So,
but
I think he's famous from his time at Florida as well.
You seen I know you watched the documentary, The Raging Bull.
Yeah.
With the defensive end who he got to Florida.
What's his
name?
name?
Really didn't pan out.
What's his name?
Didn't.
Yeah, what was his name? Do you guys remember who
Brandon Orno.
I haven't seen that documentary.
Number 1 recruit that was coming out of Florida. He played at Miami Northwestern.
Yeah.
And he went to Florida. Zook got him.
He was a big guy. He was like a defensive end that was defensive tackle side.
Yeah, and when I would go on the visit to Illinois and was talking to Zook, he's like, yeah, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Damn.
That's not something you want to hear about a football
Much he
player.
missed on that recruit.
That's not something you want to hear about a guy whose job it is to tackle somebody.
Yeah.
But to finish the conference thing, you're not going to hear the SEC chanting SEC, but I still stand by the fact that other SEC schools want to see the SEC be the best conference in the country.
Absolutely. I think you're sleeping on that. Every locker room I'm in, we're literally arguing all of December because we all know bowl season's coming. Yeah. And it's time to put up or shut up, dude.
It's like not necessarily rooting for Alabama because everybody wants the dynasty to end, as you say, but I think it's like if the SEC was left out of the playoff or the SEC was left out of something that they deserve to be in, you would be like, no, the fucking SEC.
Because everyone's like, we got the best talent, we got the best ball.
Are you good on time? Carl? You got anywhere to go?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing.
Carl's just hanging with me.
I'm asking because I'm just enjoying this, just shooting shit.
Yeah, no, I'm fine on time.
We're
I just
hanging
make sure I
after this,
didn't
Carl.
miss. I saw my phone vibrating, and as we were talking about this, I just want to make sure I'm not leaving Jake.
Was it
Jake out to dry? He's like waiting for me or something.
Was it Bielema texting you?
Bielema was asking me. He's like, "Hey, how's your leg?"
I'm almost certain that's not how Bielema sounds.
No, he doesn't. Listen, he doesn't sound like that at all. But like that's how football coaches sound when they talk. Like it's like the Charlie Brown parents. Like I know, but there's just something about a football coach where like every football coach to me is like, "Hey,
let me
stop playing grab ass. Get over.
Let me ask
you on the fucking helmet with a whistle. Sorry.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Just living in his moment.
Let me ask you a question.
Who?
How much Compton? How much college shit is talked in NFL locker rooms?
Oh, a lot. It's every week. It's every week.
And it's everybody.
Every week, everybody. It's one of the more fun parts of the week is arguing about college football. Like Kittle and I.
Can I ask you a question?
Kittle and I do a Iowa versus Nebraska game every year.
Does Jeffrey Simmons put on for Mississippi State?
Oh yes, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Are you lying to him right now?
No.
Jeff Simmons is a beast.
Well, no, I know, but I just
they argue hard about Mississippi State, and then when it was
I hate AJ Brown. I don't
AJ was in the locker room. AJ and Jeff would argue.
I don't like AJ Brown. He's not a good person.
Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
I don't like him.
But yeah, everyone argues about their college football team. Everybody does.
College.
It's the best.
And I know that the transfer portal is changing it, but that's what you choose where to go. Like when you're like you were talking about your recruiting, like you chose to go to Nebraska at the end of the day, and so all Nebraska fans will always love you for that. Like with the pros, everybody kind of switches around, and if you're a fan of like Tom Brady, like I am now a Tampa Bay fan because I love Tom Brady.
Yeah,
you don't do that in college.
Let me ask you this.
Don't do it in college.
I know you don't. Your 4 years at Nebraska played out like they played out. 5 years. If you played now,
sure.
If you played now, do you think you would have transferred?
No. Are you talking about are we back? Bo Pelini's my coach. We have the same staff, same squad.
Yeah, I guess I'm just
if
thinking,
you could enter the transfer
I guess I'm just
portal.
thinking now it seems like guys at the first sign of trouble are transferring because it's so free to them. And I'm thinking, like, how many guys that played before this era would their legacies would be different because they would
there would have been guys who transferred.
Right.
It's just, and I understand guys wanting to transfer. Like, they feel a certain way about certain stuff. Like, everybody's living their own movie. But if I, like, genuinely go back and think about my time, like, there was never a time I felt like I wanted to be on another team, or I wasn't because I was thinking so much about, like, how do you become the best? Like, how do you become a starter? Like, how do you do it and I'm not thinking under this regime or in this defense. Like, I don't know, like just the mentality that you always have is like, how do you become the best within the environment that I'm in right now?
And if you start thinking outside otherwise of like, well, I'm not like it's because I'm not succeeding here because of coach or this or playing time, like you're not going to make it somewhere else. It's not like you're going to get somewhere else.
You're always going to.
Sometimes
what you're
guys will get
though.
better situations. I think it's hard because I truly like the core of me wants to be like, yeah, those guys are pussies.
Right.
Because it's just like that, like that factor of like wanting to say that, like, oh, you want to give up at an easy sign of like distress about something. But some guys could have better. Kentucky cat, that was Nebraska. Wan'Dale Robinson. He went to Kentucky, got a better situation because in his mind he's like, I think he wanted to be utilized more as a receiver than he was a running back. So there are situations like that, but the majority of guys are definitely not going to get greener grass because they think there's some, they think it's not silver spoon, like that's a wrong term. Again, that's me wanting to be like, oh, those guys.
It lends itself to the game because there's only so many games. Like you have to make the most of your opportunities. I think basketball is completely different. Where like there are a lot of guys that are walking around with chips on their shoulders. They're like, I want a better situation. I want more playing time. I think it's completely different than where in the long run, I think people are saying because of the NIL, it's going to change all the transfers up. I think in the long run, you're going to see coaches that are like, dude, I don't want to take on some fucking junior with an attitude problem who's on his fucking second school.
I mean, that's why Bo talks about. He doesn't want to get back into it because there's so much more shit with it.
Sorry, what did I do, Brandon? Why are you all fucking
no. He's just laughing at me because I've been trying to make a point for him.
Brandon I just watched like the cartoon bubble in his head, realized that he had lost complete control of his
okay, I'm sorry. You
no.
You know what this was?
I love it.
This was unnecessary roughness.
I love it.
With Will Compton and Barstool Carl.
Yeah,
and that's in his head. I did not care at all.
You can't think. You got to think like there's some good shit being talked about.
It's just fantastic. I love it. My thing about the transfer portal is in a world where so many of the top 100 recruits are going to the same fucking schools.
Money.
They're all going to Georgia. They're all going to Alabama. They're all going to Ohio State.
They got the most money.
Guess what? You can't all fucking play. You can't all play. If you are a 5-star running back and you go to a place that recruited 3 5-star running backs last year,
But they all think that they're the best.
They all think they're the best, but when they get there, there's a reality check.
Get paid, and when you get these NIL deals, like there's a different. These kids are carrying themselves a different way, dude. I can only imagine if I got a little bag when I was in college.
But they know, Will, if they get the bag out of high school, they go for a year, decide, oh, I'm not happy, they're getting another bag.
We talk about Quinn Ewers all the time.
I'm with you. Kids are going to be making a lot of like money very early in their life, and as far as like the trajectory of their careers in football. You know, a lot of kids aren't going to continue to like make a lot of money going into the NFL, or they're not going to be able to parlay it into other stuff. Some kids, like there's going to be there's a 1% of everything. Like some kids will figure something out, but like these kids will have their opportunity to make money. Like when they're playing college, some might think that way. And then they're going to realize that they didn't go through some certain obstacles or certain things that set them up for the next part of their life.
We talked about this a couple times. I mean, we talked about it a bunch with the NIL stuff, but do you think that this is going to be a situation now where a lot of guys who may be lied to by agents early on in their college career, they leave early, they might stay now because they know they can make money in the NIL?
Yeah, because
that's going to change that.
You can make more money probably staying and getting an NIL bag than you would going in being a later round draft pick.
It's going to keep guys in college longer.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, like think about all the leverage and negotiating that would go on. Now the player will probably create some opportunity, or their agent will create some opportunity to where it's like, okay, we're getting told we'd potentially be drafted in this round. Here's how you can keep them at the school. And then they get that kind of money. They're making it their senior year versus leaving early to go to the league because now they're making money.
Yeah.
So you can see that shit happen.
I love that.
There's gonna be so many different angles of NIL and everything else that it's gonna kind of look like the NFL a little bit. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask about Nebraska football.
Let's do it.
Well, Nebraska football. Do you believe it's possible to get back to the '90s, that level?
Now you're talking a decade of dominance.
I'm talking
that Nebraska can get back
competing for national titles on a routine basis.
You know, in the short term and based off everything recently, I don't think so. I think it's extremely hard unless, because when you're in Nebraska, like in the 90s, you're one of the only shows on TV. You'd play Oklahoma, you'd play your big rivals. And a lot of these schools, like you would go to these football factories because you could go to the league. Now you can go to the league from any school. You can go to the league anywhere, HBCU, anywhere, D1, AA, D2, doesn't matter. And so guys are getting opportunities to play and start versus sitting out now, unless you're going to an Alabama. But that's kind of like Alabama's like a model that you used to see with these big powerhouse schools. You'd sit for a few years, your time would go, and you'd get drafted. And I think it's hard for Nebraska because Nebraska's not in – we're in the middle of the fucking country. Right. Like in our locker room, like, yeah, I'm a Midwest guy, but you had guys flooded from Texas, Florida, California. I think now the Big Ten move hurts us because we're competing in recruiting in the Northeast now. Why would you fly over Michigan, even Iowa? Why would you fly over Wisconsin, Michigan, Iowa, Ohio, Pennsylvania to play at Nebraska? When you could recruit at Nebraska back when we were playing, you could sit in everybody's home down in Texas or California when you get a couple games, but you could sit in everybody's home and say you're probably going to play Texas, A&M, Texas Tech, Oklahoma. Like, you're going to be down in that vicinity a few times out of the year to where your family could come watch. Yeah. Now you're going to try and talk these kids into coming from the Northeast, go all the way to Nebraska, which is the longest flight or the longest.
Like Jupiter.
Yeah. Now you can't tell these Texas kids or these Texas families your closest game is going to be in Nebraska.
I also think the rise of the South in football, not just the SEC, but also Clemson, other teams like that, like you can't get Tommy Frazier anymore if you're Nebraska.
That's what I'm saying.
They went down to Florida and got Tommy Frazier.
Right, you can't pull these.
You're not getting Tommy Frazier again.
You can win with facilities, and I do think we have some of the best facilities. They're building like a multi-million-dollar.
And Carl, were they?
Yeah, we went and toured them.
Yeah.
Nebraska?
Yeah, we went on the field and everything.
I went to Omaha for the
It's an amazing experience.
And they're building like
it's beautiful,
something massive.
It is. It's
good because they got to play that game of facilities and NIL. Now, if they can do that and string together a couple years of like good ball, because we just haven't fucking done it.
But the culture's there, bro. Like, dude, you get into a fucking cab in Omaha, and like the first thing the guy says, just like getting ready for football season.
Oh yeah,
bro, you're hosting the College World Series, and all the guy wanted to talk about was like anybody in that town, anybody in that state wants.
They're living in the 90s, which is great.
They live in the 90s, and you're right. The culture there, it's fucking like I would put it against anybody, bro. It's the only show in town. It's Nebraska football. There's no pro teams. There's no other colleges. Like Nebraska football players are the fucking pro players, but to play into all that, you've got to be able to have some winning seasons. You got to be competitive somewhere. And it obviously starts in the Big Ten first, but it's hard to say will we get back to that dominance until we fucking do something.
You need somebody from Lincoln. You need a couple kids from Nebraska that are just born greatness, that are like part of it, and
you need the ball to go your way a couple times, like
which didn't last year.
Yeah, and we lost every game by single digits. We had a 0-point differential on the entire season.
Went 3-9.
It went 3-9. We're 9 plays away from being 12-0.
Okay, well I want you to react to what I'm about to say.
You feel me?
No, but it's so good.
You had Michigan beat, and your quarterback fumbles in the fourth quarter. Like you had.
That's what I'm saying. Like and then the Illinois game. Like yes, that's true. But like if we don't do some fucking boneheaded decisions, Michigan State, they had like maybe 7 yards total in the second half, but they took a punt return back to the house and they ended up beating us. Yeah. The defense played good. The black shirts, not our back, but the black shirts are playing like black shirts, dude. And if you just win those fucking games and you just expect to win as those young kids, dude, and you just know you're gonna fucking win. And I'm telling you, if you put like an 8-4 or 9-3 win season together this year, you make a little noise, you flirt with the top 15 a little bit. Yeah. Like
I know.
I'm telling you, the boys are gonna fucking get back in it.
Here's what I love.
Is it fucking August yet?
Yes.
Here's what I love about what Nebraska did. Scott Frost, hometown guy, right? Getting from UCF, and you got a lot of hope and a lot of that. And then last year, in a make-or-break year, he goes 3-9. And most schools would have fired his ass. Alabama would have fired him. Auburn would have fired him. Ohio State would have fired him. 3-9, you got to get out of here. But Nebraska's administration looked at it and said, fuck, we're close. Like, we are so fucking close.
They made a good move. They renegotiated his contract where the buyout would come down because they might have wanted to fire him at one point, but it's like, it's going to work out.
You got 12 corn-fed Nebraska families would have taken care of that buyout in about 5 minutes.
No doubt. And
driving
you got
F-150s to the fucking game.
But we're backed into a corner. Like, the only reason that doesn't happen is because it's Scott Frost. Like, he's the fucking dude.
I'm glad they didn't fire him. I think
Is he the promised child of Nebraska football?
People want that. I'm on his side. I'm team. Like, obviously, I wanted to turn around, and I like Coach Scott Frost. But it's like he's the guy. He came from UCF where they had that undefeated. Like, he came from Oregon. That's a guy they've wanted. We fucked up firing Bo. That was the administration that was going on. They fucked Bo up. They fucked that shit up.
They fucked
I cursed all those people over there. They messed it up. They kind of ran Tom Osborne out. And we went with Mike Riley, and Mike Riley fucking took us to the bottom, dude. And the culture shifted. Like, guys are like, guys, I don't care as long as, like, just be a good person. Like, you can't – these kids need discipline. They need structure when they're in college. And it was a free-for-all, and we sucked with Mike Riley. And then you bring in Scott Frost, and it takes time. It takes so much time to build a program like a Nebraska that's in the middle of the country. And, I know that sounds like excuses and everything else, but you legitimately need time. I think Scott is close, but there's some things that have to happen. I'm optimistic about this year. We lost some good senior leadership. But if the ball goes our way a few times, boys, I think we're competing.
And in 2020, he was the guy that came out and was like, we'll play fucking football wherever, whenever. Like, that had to have you guys running through a wall, too.
Great for content. Like, you need some of that.
Yeah. Like, no one else in the Big Ten wanted to play. He's like, fuck it, I'll go play wherever
I did hear when we tried backing out with Oklahoma, I heard he might have tugged on a couple strings to get us out of Oklahoma, not actually trying to play them.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Stuff those dead bodies back.
We'll dig them.
Yeah, we're trying to hype him up.
We should have beat those motherfuckers, though.
Yes.
You should have. You were close. You opened the season August 27th in Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah.
Against Northwestern.
Win.
I'm going to give you a win there. You come home, you play North Dakota.
Win.
Georgia Southern, week 3.
Win.
All of a sudden, Nebraska's 3-0. You've matched last year's win total.
Receiving votes.
You then host.
And confidence, momentum.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Listen, I want 3-0 Nebraska at home welcomes. You know who's next?
Wisconsin.
OU.
The Oklahoma Sooners.
Which is going to be it's going to be on TV.
And Oklahoma.
You know what I'm saying?
Every game's on TV.
Oklahoma's back.
Nebraska 3-0, Oklahoma 3-0.
Oklahoma 3-0, but Oklahoma I think took a step back because you got Venables.
They absolutely did.
So this could be the biggest Nebraska football game in a decade.
And maybe that's when we take the bus to fucking Lincoln, Nebraska, and get the boys juiced up.
Boys
can we come?
You then
All
right, Brandon, we're going.
We need some gasoline, dude.
You then October 1st.
Wait, did you say win or lose? You.
Me?
I got you guys 4-0.
I think you beat.
I'm going 4-0.
I don't think Oklahoma's going to be very
Let's
good.
play the game of 4-0 right now.
4-0.
I have you at 5-0. I got you at 5-0.
Who's after Oklahoma?
Indiana.
Homecoming against Indiana.
5-0.
You guys don't lose homecoming against Indiana. It's 5-0.
No,
Keep going.
Indiana's trash. Oh, TJ's not in there good.
Are we going 6-0?
Who is it?
I feel like a homer now. The schedule like shakes out good in your favor at the beginning.
Is it Rutgers?
It's Rutgers. It's at Rutgers though.
That's a
You ready to play that now?
I'm ready to fucking
6-0.
Shiano doesn't know what's coming. Let's go. Keep it moving.
October 15th.
And right now, hang on. Yeah, okay, so we're 6-0. I think we're ranked around the top 15.
I'm gonna say you're 6-0, but there's a chance you're 5-1. Let's just say that.
No.
say
We're
that.
going 6-0.
But if we do 6-0, this is the moment where we're flirting with the top 15, and it's like, here's where we continue to fucking ascend, or who do we play?
You are on the road at Purdue, which they're going to be not bad. I think
Purdue's
that's
sneaky,
yeah.
dude.
Here's the
Coach
thing.
Coach Brown's got the boys. You
Yeah.
know,
yeah.
got them going, man.
All right, let's say just for argument's sake, you're 6-1 at this point.
Yeah, let's say we're.
I
drinking
think
our own
you
fucking
stay
Kool-Aid
ranked,
and we
though.
drop one.
Let's say you
The thing is,
We drop one and we go to like 21.
because I think that if you guys beat Oklahoma, and even though Oklahoma is like a new team with the Lincoln Riley drama and all that stuff is gone, they're still going to prop up Oklahoma. So when you guys play Oklahoma will be ranked higher than they probably should be.
For sure.
So then when you beat them,
you're going to play them early, and
Right.
they're going to be top 10. Yeah, so
exactly. So you'll be ranked a lot higher. All right. So
if we drop against Purdue, we'll go down to like 21.
still ranked.
So you're 6-1. Let's say
6-1.
you split the road games against Rutgers, Purdue. It doesn't matter which one you win or lose. Okay.
Well, yeah, I think Purdue will be tougher than Rutgers. Like, for the love of God, boys, we got to beat Rutgers.
You come home October 29th. You're 6-1, number 21, and you face. And by this point, I assume Barstool Carl might be the starting quarterback. The Illinois Fighting Illini at home. I'm going to give you a win there.
Revenge game.
Let's say you're 7-1 now. Listen. November's a motherfucker. Are you ready for November?
I'm ready for November.
There's some big time names I haven't said yet. You're 7-1. You've just beaten Illinois. You open November. By
We're
the
now
way,
18 after beating Illinois.
No, I think you're 16. You're 16.
Okay, we're back flirting.
And you
What are we gonna
face.
do, boys?
You host Minnesota, who will not be a bad.
That'll be a
football
tough game. Yeah, that'll be a tough game. But I like those are ones like, okay, that doesn't put fear in my heart yet.
Brutal stretch to finish.
All right, you're finishing with. I've got you at
So it's 8-1.
8-1 or 7-2. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
8-1 or 7-2.
This is where a lot of guys
I'm
in
gonna play
Nebraska-
8-1 because this is the time where the culture has had to fully take over,
All right.
and you got to be a glass eater.
Casey
boys.
Thompson.
People
just
are
having a
about to
year.
die.
Yeah,
during
Casey
this
Thompson's
stretch.
having a year. Texas is like, fuck.
8-1 Nebraska rolls into Ann Arbor November 12th.
That's the Bussin Bowl.
In the Bussin Bowl.
We had Scott Frost and Harbaugh both signed and said that they would name that. We're gonna make a bus trophy. It's gonna be the Bussin game. Battle
That's
of the
fucking
Bus.
awesome.
That's so sick.
So sick.
Gonna win the Bussin Bowl?
I think we're hoisting that fucking.
Hey, do you want me to talk
Oh.
to? Hey, do you want me to talk to Bielema about getting like a little something going for Illinois, Nebraska? We'll get like a little, not a Bussin Bowl. We'll get like a little something.
Just like a starting
We could do
lineup
something.
figure.
like a commemorative coin. You know, a nice coin.
One of those like pressed
Yeah,
pennies.
yeah.
Bielema holds up
Press
the coin
penny.
at the end.
Yeah. Like,
Get it, boys.
we got the anyways.
I'm going to say you're going to lose to Michigan.
All right.
No offense.
So let's.
They're tough. They'll be
Yeah,
tough.
so I'm at 8-2.
that one, like the Michigan one's the only time where I stay biased because that'll be a big week.
You're
for
8-2
Taylor
or
Hall.
7-3, and here's another gigantic game. You come home. It's going to be cold. November 19th. Dark out. You face Wisconsin at home.
That gives me nightmares, boys.
Nightmares? It doesn't like get the pit of your stomach. You don't get mad. You don't be like, yeah, we're gonna fucking beat them.
I mean, he talked about how they have hurt his mental health.
Wisconsin guys
Well,
assholes to you.
We got beat so bad. I'm telling you, it's one of those things where I become like a little boy in the conversation.
Your
So when Big Cats,
PTSD.
Big Cats could say something, I'm like, yeah, I mean,
just
you're
like a
right,
little
you're
puppy
right.
at this point.
I'm like, yeah, you're
He's
right.
a battered dog.
Yeah.
All right, and you finish your season with a chance at 8-4, with a chance at 9-3, and you've got you're at Iowa City, Iowa.
And I got us finally beating Iowa because we haven't in like 6 years.
That schedule is wild. Like it can set
November
you guys up. It can set you guys up to really. I mean, 7-1, 6-0. It's all. That's all.
We don't have Ohio State.
You don't have Ohio State.
But I don't
I
even
think
like the
it's
fact you
favorable.
asked the question like that. I think that's kind of a puss move to ask that.
Cowardly.
Now,
I think you're right, but I do think that's a good schedule to come into.
here's something that I think is interesting that I don't think people realize outside of out of the Midwest Big Ten, and particularly we'll call it a small pocket of the United States. the Nebraska and the Iowa hatred is very real. Like there are some players because those schools are recruiting from the same kind of group of kids. I feel a lot, and so like there are a lot of guys where it's like I picked Nebraska over Iowa or I picked Iowa over Nebraska, and I do very much like that game.
When I was in
fun game to be a part of.
When I was in Omaha last year, I bought a shirt.
2-0 against them.
It's red and black. Said Iowa has bad corn. I did I tweeted out. And Iowa fans freaked out.
But I'll tell you this,
yeah.
If there's a side you want to be on, you would rather have the Nebraska audience at your back than the Iowa.
Of course, Iowa fans are dickbags.
Well, you never.
Why is that though? Because Iowa is such a strong contingent.
They're douchebags.
I feel like Iowa has two fans. You have the urban and the rural. The urban guys from Chicago and the suburbs and whatever. They're like, yeah, we go to Iowa, we party. And then there's the people that wake up and just fucking eat, sleep, breathe Hawkeye football, wrestling. I feel like Nebraska has a lot of those.
Wrestling in there, yeah. But Nebraska is like, again, it's the only show in town. Like you've been there. So you talked about what the.
I mean, Iowa's the only show in town.
Well, yeah, but you also
got Iowa State.
You haven't explained.
And they're good. They're a solid team.
You also haven't explained to Will why you hate Iowa.
What happened?
He hasn't even told you why he hates Iowa so much.
And Iowa's a wrestling school.
Yeah. Well, that just means
they are a wrestling school. Before anything else, like
here's what happened.
Wrestling school, wrestling state.
Here's what happened. All right, 2019 Outback Bowl, Mississippi State outgains Iowa by 200 yards, beats the shit out of them up and down the field. Jeffrey Simmons destroys people. Iowa ends up winning the football game, 27-22. Doesn't matter. And anyway, I was doing a Mississippi State podcast, and after the game, I put on my phone, Facebook Live, and I was like, I was mad. I was in my feelings.
Facebook Live.
I'd driven 1,000 miles. I had my daughter with me. I was broke at the time, and I was just mad. And I said, and we're in the SEC, and we just lost to the slowest, whitest team in the Big Ten. We're out here making them look like the white Alabama. Like this was everything I was saying. And but I think that's self-deprecating. I'm white. I don't know if you've checked. I'm white.
You're like a deep South, like.
Oh, is that a lower class of white?
No, I'm just saying that's a tough look.
And
those words coming out of your mouth.
They called me.
It was a tough
These
look.
people called me racist. They called me. They called my wife's job at Itawamba Community College. Said you need to fire her because she's married to a racist. They were threatening my job. They were threatening my. I mean, I had a couple guys. One guy said he was going to throw me off the fucking roof of the stadium. I was like, oh, relax. Iowa fans flipped. It's the most angry I've ever seen. Listen, I'm an asshole. But I've said shit about Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, and never had anything. Like, it's just part of the game. I said that, slow, white Big Ten team.
It would have been the first time they heard you, though. Not like they probably don't hear all your other.
Of course it was. But I said.
You say that about any school, I think you're getting that same reaction.
I don't think you're getting that much reaction.
Oh, I think you're getting that kind of reaction.
I'll say it about Wisconsin now. They're slow and white. What's the problem?
I mean,
I think that's easy to say now.
Why don't you guys play Wisconsin?
Oh, I don't want to do that at all.
Lose to Wisconsin.
I don't want to do that at all.
And go live with
and then go live and say, "Oh, we're making them look like."
It's all in jest. Like, fuck, I was
like
mad.
a
lost to a bunch of white kids.
No, wait! You Big Ten assholes! You're on the side of Iowa fans trying to get a precious wife of mine fired from her job.
You're doing it again. You're sitting up and you're raising your voice.
You haven't
up and you're raising your voice trying to make it about something else.
You're
just listening to
Who taught you? What a middle linebacker. Your ability to tell and just read a change in the room. Like you just picked up on that.
Also, how does he sit in the same spot the whole time? He never moves at all. He's just so calm. He's just like.
All he does is just move like a leg on the other side.
Tell you something, sir. I'm emotional. I sit up a lot.
I mean, Brandon, we've watched you do push-ups.
You want my wife to lose her fucking job?
Yeah.
Like, okay. No one was saying.
Oh, you're
actually.
Look, he's sitting up again.
Time out.
Everybody, calm down.
In this scenario, are you Team B-Walk or Team Iowa?
Oh boy, I don't think he anticipated this.
You're a real piece of shit. You ever know that?
Here's what. Let's say we flip it to Nebraska and we're doing our thing.
Yeah.
I'm Team Nebraska. I'm Team Iowa. I would have shot a video right back at you.
That would have been fine.
We got to take this guy out. But I would have said, hey, no wife or children. Leave them out of it.
How many Iowa fans just got in your mentions and started talking to you about your overall record and their overall record? How many Iowa fans started talking about their Orange Bowl victories? Like you just probably got shit on relentlessly.
You're coming at one of the most blue collar. They're a wrestling state.
No idea.
They're ready to go to the street.
He's gonna be.
Casey, you can end the show whenever.
They're ready to go to the street, bro.
Walk out.
Like you said,
any place, anytime.
They play in the state capital. Dude, they
guys don't understand.
fucking wheel in lights on flatbed trucks for night games.
Yes. They watch wrestling and yell too, and they all think that they can fucking wrestle. They're the type that dabs each other up, and then they just start wrestling like after they high five.
You're not your wrestling either.
And you came after the entire
about-
culture.
We're talking about the real wrestlers, Brandon.
Yeah. Cauliflower ear, bro. You came
guys-
at the cauliflower ear.
Those of you that
Shit about cauliflower.
Yeah, you don't know dick about
Yours
that.
look great.
You called them all like you went at all of them like, yeah, bro, I'm standing with them boys.
for those of
Yeah,
you who
wait,
are not
Will, who
watching
you
this,
with right now?
Brandon has left the building. I don't think you two realize what you've just done to Brandon Walker, and it's beautiful, I will say, because he calls himself the heart and soul of this podcast, and he just constantly, whatever his take is right, even if it's not. What you have just done is taken his ego that he's created himself and just absolutely lit it on fire, and I need to thank both of you for that.
But I think the positive of this whole thing, because eventually it all blows over, right? I think he's just going to realize like he causes a lot of this internal chaos himself.
He'll never admit.
Like, listen to some of
Katie's
these
celebrating back there.
Listen to some of these takes and stories, and it's like, man, I think if you just zoom out a little bit, I think you can fucking.
He's sitting
You're
up in
out
the
there.
chair. So you want my wife to get fired? I didn't say that, dude. I didn't say. I am not advocating for anyone lose their job in the least bit. In fact, I want. If all you had to do was take a piss there, that was a great little.
Yeah.
Brandon, I think that Will might have just figured you out psychologically.
Go ahead. First of all, you probably have CTE, okay?
Hey, you see it again?
I didn't move. I didn't move.
Voice raise, personal shot.
You cannot accuse Will of having a degenerative brain disorder.
Will, tell him what you said when he was gone.
I think like you're realizing you cause a lot of your own chaos. Like a lot of these things you say and you're not getting the certain reactions out of Carl and I, it's kind of like, oh, maybe I'm the problem here.
And I'll tell you while you were gone, I said it behind your back. I am thanking both of them for a little bit of.
Well, you haven't helped at all.
No, because I love like you usually pile on us, and I love you. Listen, you are my work husband for life. You're my brother every night, but
it's one of those things. Hey, and you just said it right there. The marriage aspect. It's like when a husband and wife gets around a group of friends, and the group of friends is like saying something about the husband, and the wife is sitting back like, oh, they're kind of fucking right.
Oh, yeah, just show them. They let it rip.
You're like, oh, you're not on my fucking side. It's gonna be.
You're just gonna let these guys say this
It's
stuff.
gonna be an awkward ride home. Like, hey, it's fucking crazy.
look at each
Stand up
other.
for me back there.
I'm not gonna lie to you. All I can think of right now, I wish I was capable of whipping your ass. Because I would do it. I would do it, but I'm not capable of it. But if I were, God Almighty.
Can we say this? Now that we're a little bit removed, you're like, okay, maybe I do have some irrational thoughts on the road.
Of course, it was an irrational rant, but that's college football. It makes you do stupid things. It makes you say stupid things.
You are right. You're right about that.
Like I've said, you know how many stupid things I've said about Ole Miss? I just told you I hate A.J. Brown. I never met A.J. Brown. Fuck A.J. Brown. He's from Starkville and he went to Ole Miss. Fuck him forever. I hate him.
I got you, brother.
If you don't tell him.
Yeah. I think he listens.
What, unnecessary roughness?
He might.
Right.
Wonder how that 250,000 Ole Miss game.
All Casey's got to do is just clip that part and put it out there, and be like, hey,
Katie, can you do that for
Casey's
me?
gonna clip it. Okay.
she might.
So you see, you just throwing shots at me too.
Yeah, right.
I could.
Are you and Brett? Do y'all need
No, I was just
going
gonna
over
say.
plays?
I was just say Illinois opens up at home against Wyoming.
I'll go through the Illinois schedule. Hold on.
We're gonna say win.
No, wait.
Katie's so mad.
I know
right now.
the
Katie's-
face Katie just made was like, why did Carlos pull?
He doesn't get to do his own
I'm so
schedule. I
goddamn
gotta do it
hungry.
for him.
Yeah.
I
Say,
don't-
hey, quick, 1 minute, Katie. I have a clock in front of us. We will do the Illinois schedule
Katie-
in less than 60 seconds.
Katie,
Yeah,
in
you
a
got
hurry?
54
No. It's just I brought up the Illinois schedule. I'm very in tune with like
we go.
people's energies and stuff, so I don't like putting you in a bad spot. So let's just let this rip.
All right. The Illinois Fighting Illini start the season at home against Wyoming.
Win.
We're giving them a win
I
there.
don't know, but that's a tough one. That's a fourth quarter. They have to score.
That's in week 0.
Hey, you said a minute, Carl. Like, let's
Yeah.
get to
All right,
it.
quick,
all right.
Brandon's not helping either.
September 2nd, Friday. It's opening weekend.
Don't even leave that. Just say at
Week two,
whatever.
just tell me
Or,
where they're at. We got
Yeah, just go with
You have a podcast
yeah, I'll try
Yes,
to give you some
yes.
free games
at Indiana.
right now.
At Indiana.
win 2-0,
Virginia at home.
3-0,
Chattanooga Mocs
4-0,
at Wisconsin.
It's 4-1. Come on, Carl.
4-1.
Come on.
4-1, yeah.
Iowa at home.
4-2.
4-2.
But Brett and I, we could have the boys ready. 4-2, maybe
Good.
5-1.
Good.
You
But we'll say
have-
4-2.
Your October is their November.
I'm ready for it.
Minnesota at home.
4-3.
Oh, well, now we're getting to the point where we did sneak an upset in there, so 5-2 is very much alive.
Let's say you drop 3 in a
fine,
row.
4-3.
He had you at like 9-1 at one point. Give him.
Yeah, no, whatever. We're like
We were very charitable with you.
No doubt.
We had you beating Oklahoma. All right. October 29th at Nebraska.
Halloween game win.
You all right? Relax.
I love how you just threw in Halloween game.
Yeah, that mattered.
Win.
Oh, crowd's energetic. A little trick or treat, tailgate.
Couple dick butt kiss. Couple dead dick butt kiss in the stands.
Yeah, like, hey, maybe I might make the trip out there for, do some tailgating and the lot. Hey, how's this? You guys hand shuck the corn out here?
All right, you've just beaten Nebraska on the road. You now come home. By the way, this is Dad's Day. It's home. November. Do you know who it is?
It's Dad's weekend. Dad's weekend's legendary, greatest weekend of the year.
Michigan State.
But if you just won 2 in a row, you guys are drinking a little too much weird Kool-Aid.
We are 5-4 after Michigan State. Something happened.
4 losses come from.
Yo, have you played 9 games already?
Right. Yeah. Also, yeah. So you beat.
No, we were 5-3 after we won at Nebraska. It was our 8th game.
No, hold on. You got off. You gave yourself a loss there. You started off 4-0, then you lose to Wisconsin 4-1, 4-2 Iowa. So you lost to Minnesota?
I'm saying we're gonna split Minnesota and Nebraska.
All right, so that means you were 4-2. That means you're 5-3 at this point. Okay, so you're right.
4-2. You just added 2 games.
No, I didn't.
They're 4-2. About to play who?
Whatever. Hey, we split 2 games. 5-3.
Listen, we're through Nebraska, and
You're
I'm
5-3.
and we're
He's
playing
right.
Michigan
Record is fine.
State at home.
And you're
And I'm willing to say maybe at this point after the Michigan State game, we're 5-4. Maybe we drop
okay,
Minnesota.
fine. You're
and
5-4
Nebraska.
after Michigan State. That's
Like, I'm being serious, guys.
you got Purdue at home on the next week.
Blowout.
6-4
Blowout win?
at Michigan.
Nail biting.
6-5.
Very close loss.
Nail
But
biting.
boy, they got to respect you though.
Nail biting loss.
And then to end the season on the road at Northwestern.
7-5.
7-5.
I fucking told you guys.
But
But you also
Did
said
say
6. You also said 6
So
wins.
we
in there.
have a
Let
little
him do his thing.
We have a little bit of a comfort, a little buffer there.
Yeah. At worst case scenario, 6-6. 7-5 is where we're at.
Nail biter in the big house.
Again, we get
Nail biting.
Nail biting loss.
38-10. Pounding.
The first quarter was fucking competitive,
the
though.
boys left it all on the
0-0
field that
going into
day.
the second.
Yeah.
Fuck, they left it all.
Oh, we got a shot, boys.
Kicker
0-0.
Kicker sets record longest away field goal attempted.
Damn. Did you see the heart on that DeVito kid?
Yeah, not even saying he made it. It's just like, and setting a Michigan record with this 58-yard attempt. This is the longest away attempt.
Oh,
Man.
God.
Boys, thank you very much.
this
Thank
was
you.
a lot of fun.
Thank you very
I
much.
love
A lot
college
of
Do this
football.
more often, Will. Come on.
Dude,
You are a good fit on this show. I like hanging out.
I would
but
love to come
You should
out
have
like
Will on a lot.
once
He's
a month
fucking-
or something like that.
That jet sweep
don't
shit was
say-
unbelievable. That was awesome.
Also, I need you here to back me up when Brandon starts getting out of control.
All right, relax.
If he gets too crazy,
I'll just call you.
Back me
Yeah.
up.
I'm always there for you, brother.
Nobody backed me up at any point during this show.
I'm sorry. I just had to laugh. I mean, Will is 100% right. I had to laugh at your expense.
Okay. So we're not going to get into the news and all that. Like, it's
No.
a boring, slow week. Nick Saban said something stupid where he's like, we need to get back to more parity in college football. You're lying. You're full of shit.
it was
What else is he
always
supposed to
uneven.
say?
It's your job to win football games and be the best, and you do that. And if you wanted parity, you wouldn't do that as much. So you're a lying piece of shit, Nick Saban. That's my take on that.
Easy shot.
Not in really. We'll get to news next week when we don't have the luxury of having these two great gentlemen. Will Compton, Barstool Carl, fantastic stuff from you guys. Thank you to Chris Castellani. Thank you to
Reags.
Reags. Thank you very much. Whirlwind of a show. Thank you to Za. That is Unnecessary Roughness.